Hello, everyone, and welcome to my talk show, What's Your Genesis? Today, I've with me he's technically a monster, but I don't know if he technically counts. He is Invisible Man from a VTuber group known as Yokast. Everyone, give a round of applause that I can't hear to Caecus Griffin. Hello, how are you doing, my friend?
Hello, everyone. So nice to see you all. I'm doing really good, my friend. I'm doing really good. It's a good day for this. You ever feel that in the air? When it's just like, this is the right day.
Oh
You
yeah,
know?
definitely. It's the right day. I mean, it's the right day for me to sleep. Then again, I guess, okay. Like, I said, posted this on Twitter. I slept in till 1 in the morning, or 1 in the afternoon. Also, hold on, I need to turn down my music, I have it a little bit too loud. I slept until 1 in the afternoon today, and I think it's not only because I stayed up too late watching anime and reading books. It's also because the past 2 weeks I've been kind of doing the same thing, staying up way too late. I literally think the past 2 or 3 weeks I've only been getting like 2 to 3 hours of sleep every day. Especially last week was real bad.
I know how that feels.
Yeah, but hey, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? Give us a little introduction.
Sounds good. I am Caecus Griffin, the Invisible Man of Yokast EN. We are small but humble, but hopefully powerful. Would powerful be a good word? I think I'm quite powerful. Either way, VTuber company of myself, Sianna Fangari, Amity Nemuro, Romeo Marrow, and the delightful and detestable Itzy Katakut.
Detestable.
Personally, it's a personal opinion. It's fine. That's not the stance of Yokast EN. That was I should have put a disclaimer before that. This is the opinion of Caecus Griffin.
Oh man, that's funny. Also, hello there, Toxic. How you doing? Hope
Hi,
you're doing
Toxic.
good. And Comic, I saw my bud Comic in chat, and Nari, which I was surprised to see her pop in. Oh man, no. It's funny because you're not the only one who picked on Itzy. When I had Sianna on the show, she freaking picked on Itzy. She was like, "We're all dumb, especially me and Itzy."
It's because Itzy, in many ways, one could easily argue, it's a competition between me and Itzy of who has the most confidence. Um, and the fact that it's a competition says a lot, honestly. I should never compete with anyone for that title.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, at some point, confidence becomes ego. Oh god. Oh,
Isn't that the
no.
way of it? But yeah, it's because he can take the ribbing, and we're all
Yes.
very good friends. And like, who else are we supposed to bully? Sianna is like the sweetest wolf in the world. Romeo is an utterly sweet boy. I bully Amity, deservedly so. Deservedly so.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just me, Amity, and Itzy who get all the bullying.
Oh man, that's funny. I will be right back. By the way, a phone call is coming through at the worst
Oh
timing. I
yeah,
know we
yeah,
just
yeah,
started.
yeah.
I just need to go find out. It's from my mom, so I'll be right back. If you'd like
Sounds
to
good.
tell a little bit more people about what you do, yeah, like what kind of games you play on stream and all that, I will be back.
Yeah. Hello, chat. It's just me and you now. Isn't that nice? We have some alone time. I guess I could tell you a little bit about my streams. Typically, they range from completely normal and nothing ever weird happens to completely normal and nothing ever weird happens. Just kidding. If you want to look at my content, I feel like you could pick a random stream, and chances are I will talk about a few things. I talk about media like a lot. I actually do have a little experience in media creation and working as a writer, and an invisible writer. Some say ghost writer, I say invisible writer. Okay, it makes more sense. Um, as well as I'm occasionally make some of my greatest streams that I could possibly make. And if you'd like to check the last one out, that would be my anime review with Itzy. Would probably be my favorite piece of stream I've ever done. I wish I could describe it more for you, but You kind of gotta see it to believe it.
So you got to see what? I'm very curious. Sorry, I missed that. Again, I had
Oh, I was just telling chat about if they want to check me out, the best thing they could do, the best thing they could watch would be my anime review stream.
Anime review. I definitely want to get into you talk about anime. And I'm definitely excited to talk about that. I am
the newest one.
Oh yeah, I'm currently also quickly texting my mom because she needed me to text her something.
Yeah, go off, King.
Let's see. How do you spell frappuccino? I have no idea because my mom was like, "I need to know what
Say frap?
this." Yeah, my mom's like a frappuccino, like wanted to know some stuff about Starbucks, and I have to respond to her, I guess.
Naturally.
There we go. Okay, good. Hold on. I said oat milk. I don't think that's the right kind of milk. I don't think you can drink trees. I don't think that's possible.
Not yet, but who says you can?
I mean, technically we drink, what, maple syrup? But actually, do we get maple syrup from maple trees?
Yes, you do.
Okay, then yeah, technically I guess we do drink trees.
Yeah, oak sap is like a thing. I think it's toxic.
Probably.
I was like doing research recently in all the different types of sap and like how like maple may be the most popular, but a lot out there have merit. I think it was oak or hickory is quite delicious, and the other one is toxic.
Oh yeah, there is hickory smoked, like hickory smoked salmon or hickory smoked bacon, stuff like that. So I wouldn't doubt it. Hello there, Flip. How you doing in chat? Hello. Oh man, glad to hear you all here. Again, I apologize if I have to step away. I feel bad, like right at the start of the episode.
I got to talk about my stream. I'm happy about that one.
Oh man, dude, I gotta like we gotta talk though. So what happened with like here's the thing. Ranking of Kings is an underrated, amazing show. Like
modern classic.
It is a modern classic. It is so good, and it twists. My favorite thing, the favorite trope it twists in the show is the evil stepmother. They trick you into thinking she's evil. She hates her son, but she's like the most loving mother I've seen in anime. I think might be the best mom in anime.
Plays on that trope and recontextualizes it. Like that's what it does a lot, is it takes something that is an established idea within media and then it looks at what the type of person who would need to do that or feel that or act like that, like what the person behind the behavior is, and then using that it creates depth, which I think it does absolutely brilliantly. Even with like Miranjo, it does her quite well.
It does. I will say, I love Ranking Kings from start to finish. I will say the ending, I feel like she got off a little too easy. I agree with most of like the Crunchyroll like comment section on that. I think what happened with her, like what happened to her was dark as crap. But the way they handle him falling at, like, Prince Data, or, like, how do you pronounce his name again? Dida. Prince Dida. The way how he falls in love with Miranjo is a little rushed and also a little weird, because isn't she, like, way older than him?
Yeah, I think to some degree, like, it's definitely not a perfect show. It's definitely not a perfect show.
I think it's only the ending
I also
that
think,
gets
like,
it for me.
What is it? Gigante? Gigan is a little rushed in his connection to Boji. I always want to say Bochi, like Bochi the Rock.
Gigan. I'm trying to think. Who's Gigan?
The giant orc mercenary.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. During that siege. I haven't started on season 2.
I forgot about that part.
Yeah. But it ties into the larger theme so well that just works for me. And I think that's kind of why I'm a little more okay with the Miranjo stuff too.
Yeah.
Is because it works well within the larger context of the story.
It does, but it's also a little strange because I think, was Miranjo in love with the king, or was it more like a father-daughter type relationship? I couldn't tell if it was like a platonic like love or if it was like a parental love.
I think it was always platonic, especially because he met her when she was so young.
Yeah.
But it just becomes interesting when you change the power dynamics in that way. And I think that's partially because people associate certain relationships with certain power dynamics, which Boji kind of rejects wholeheartedly throughout its run.
Dude, the second intro and the second outro to the anime, like the intro and outro music. For
No
the
idea
season.
how Attack on Titan won the best OP.
It shouldn't have.
Oh yeah.
It should not have. Like, honestly, here's the thing. You either have Ranking of Kings, who is amazing, or, and I have to say this, My Hero Academia, his newest intro is so good. It is...
I actually haven't seen it.
Oh my god. Like, I will agree there have been some really, like, not so good arcs in the show are kind of boring, but I love, like, the newest season of like, here's the thing. The longest time I've been like, okay, My Hero Academia season 1 was peak. It's the best thing that My Hero Academia has to offer. This newest season might have taken the cake. I think it might be better. I think it might be the best season of My Hero to date. And I think the tone was amazing. The fights were amazing. The music, especially like the second intro, was so freaking good.
Huh. Okay, I might have to pick it back up then. Because, like, I kind of dropped it when the sort of, like, concise of the show changed.
Which arc? Like, season 1, 2, or 3, or...
God, I think at, like, season... Well, the thing was, I dropped it right after the death of All for One. Because to me...
that's actually a lot further than I thought it was. And actually, technically, he didn't die.
Well, the defeat.
Yeah.
The initial defeat by All Might. Because to me, like, it's kind of like, I wasn't watching the show for Deku.
You just watch it, yeah. Okay, you know what? I will agree there. Dude, All Might is a more interesting main character than Deku, and I hate to
I've been
say
saying this the whole time. All Might is a better character.
Here's the thing. All Might takes is like written so well as like a main protagonist because he's the superhero. He's the symbol of justice. But he now he's weaker. He's falling out of line. So it's like every fight's a little bit tougher for. I don't know. All Might was written so well. He's so likable as like a mentor and a good character. Also, we got lots of people in chat. We got Fred Rice saying hello to both of us. And Amity is here, which is awesome. Glad to see you. And then they were saying Ranking Kings and opening 2 is amazing for that show. It is.
Yeah. Opening 2 is one of the best openings I've ever seen in any piece of anime.
Oh, yeah. It's really good.
Every second of it is a treat.
Oh, man. Dude, I am obsessed with anime music. There's so much good music out there. Like, if you just judge anime based off their music, some animes would be so much better than they actually are.
Can we talk about Chainsaw Man for that? Oh, my God.
Chainsaw Man's opening is pretty damn good, yeah. Although I think Spy X Family, I think Spy X Family's first intro so much better though. Peanuts
and Chainsaw Man.
I think the Spy X Family first intro is better than the Chainsaw Man.
Okay, but are we judging like Chainsaw Man on its? Wait, no. Does it have like 8 EDs or one? Yeah, it has like.
Well, actually, we're gonna talk about anime in general. Okay, I will say actually, I'm gonna take back. I think I'm judging based off the entire shows because I like Spy X Family more than Chainsaw Man, but I think I do like Kickback, the intro to Chainsaw Man, more than the openings to Spy X Family. I will say that.
I think I like the first couple seconds of the Spy X Family when it's hyper stylized and like pulling from like classic spy literature and movies, classic spy movies, versus like the what Chainsaw Man does with its opening to me. But honestly, I'm not gonna lie, Chainsaw Man might be one of the few shows where I'm like the EDs are worth more than the OP, because there's like 13 of them. It's like 13 different EDs to that show.
Let's see. I mean, yeah, that's true. That is cool that they did that. I didn't I didn't actually like the outros that much compared to the opening. Maybe that's just me. I know it was cool seeing all the different outros, but I like the intro more. No,
that's fair. I'm a big manga reader. Okay, so I found a lot of them did a great job foreshadowing in incredibly subtle and intelligent ways to where a lot of the characters end up. Essentially,
I think
like you actually see that like
with best foreshadowing though.
Oh yeah, Ranking of Kings does an amazing. Well, I don't know.
I'd say like just about the entire first season or first half is all foreshadowing. It's like
no, yeah.
ah.
I don't think Ranking of Kings is bad, but in saying it's the best,
I would say
Gentleman
it's the
is
best.
setting up
I'd say the best.
tiles that won't fall for like 3 different arcs. And like also building on stuff not seen in the show or the manga. Like you watch Chainsaw Man, right?
I've watched it from start to finish. Yeah.
Okay. You know Himeno?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ghost Hand Girl.
Hmm.
Her ED showing her at the end, like showing her spirit trapped inside the ghost hand is so emotional the second you realize that.
Man.
It's absolutely brilliant, and it plays as a swan song to the character that wasn't present in the original manga, which I think really worked well.
Oh boy.
What?
Sorry, I'm just reading chat and they're talking about apparently they're referring to Aneurysm Saturdays because they started anime night on Saturdays where they're watching Code Geass. And they said that they hate it because of how dumb the character decisions are in that show. And all their friends keep losing their minds in the voice chat.
I don't disagree on that. I watched Code Geass and it did feel like a dumb person writing a smart person. Like would be the way to say that. Because he's not, his plans are kind of ridiculous.
Now, who do you think is a smart character written right? Personally, first person comes to my mind when I think smart person done right, I think of Senku from Dr. Stone.
I haven't watched Dr. Stone.
Oh, you need to. It's so good. And the new season's about, I think, either approach its finale? I don't actually know. I don't know if it's approaching its finale yet or not. But, oh my god.
Character written right. You know what I'll actually give some credit to? It's a newer show, but it's a very smart character, and he's smart in a very specific way. That I do enjoy his writing because it's both predictable and hard to monitor him, and the intelligence never gets in the way of character.
All right, let's hear it.
It's whatever the main dude's name from Kamikatsu is.
Oh, I've not seen that show yet.
Oh, it's a treat.
With that build up, I thought you were gonna say Shadow from Eminence and Shadow for a sec.
Oh, I haven't seen Eminence and Shadow.
Oh my god,
passing in the night right now, man.
That show's really good because, like, honestly, here's the thing: some people hate that show. I love it because the fact that, like, the main character is so here's the thing: he will just it's like he has the ability, like, whatever he says comes true because it's like he's like, oh yes, I have created a hidden organization. I'm recruiting you to fight against this cult that's trying to revive the Demon Lord. He made all that shit up. And he still thinks he made that shit up and it's not real. But his organization has actually been at war with them at years later because after a time skip, turns out he was right the whole time. There is an evil cult trying to revive the Demon Lord, and he's actually created the agency to fight back against them by complete accident by just trying to bullshit his way around it. I don't know. I love it because it's like he in public he's trying to be the most generic mob character, be like, oh, I'm a nobody. But in private, he's like, I am the Eminence and Shadow. I am the shadow that hunts the darkness, or something. It's like he's this very edgelord, but it's an edgelord written to the point where it's like it's so cringe it becomes not cringe. It's like it goes to the point of I know I'm cringy, but so you don't have to cringe at me because I know I'm. So I don't know. It's like it's written so in a way that I guess some people hate it. I love it. I think it might be one of my new favorites to come out from the most recent seasons.
Check it out. You know what's a smart character who's written quite intelligently? Actually, one of the most classic characters in anime, Lupin, is written absolutely brilliantly.
Lupin, that sounds familiar.
Of Lupin the Third. I guess I should say the third part.
From what show again?
Lupin the Third.
Oh, that is actually. I don't know if I've seen that one either.
Oh, really? Oh, it's like a classic. It's on part 6 now. The Fujiko Mine spinoff was gorgeous. Gorgeous. Also, you do miss the original show quite a bit. Another character who is written
quite from Log Horizon's a good one.
I don't watch a lot of fantasy. I think that's the big issue.
I think you'd be passing by each other. Well, I mean,
ghosts, ships in the night. And the other one I'd really say would actually be to go to one I know we've both seen now. There's two actually. I have two more. One, Makima is perfect.
She's a manipulator.
She's perfection. She is perfection.
Don't get me wrong. I think she's hot. I do, but I sense there's some manipulative tendencies to there that scare me.
No, but
with
that's
her.
the thing. She fucks with the audience too. Everyone
Yeah.
who is not down for spoilers right now. No, I won't spoil it. But that's the thing. Is she manipulates the reader while she manipulates the characters in the story. And you never really know. She keeps her motivations exactly where they should be, which is she gives you just enough to lead you on and fill in the blanks that you want. It's perfect. Like, that is an incredibly intelligent character who can keep the entire audience on her chain. You get this bad vibe, but then when you'll see the character and you're like, but she's not doing anything that I think is bad. I just have a general bad vibe concept.
You wanna know why I'm a bit hesitant to if Chainsaw Man gets to season 2, I'm hesitant to watch it because I'm getting a serious not nostalgia. What's the word? What's the word like when you feel like you've seen something before but you don't know if you have?
Really?
Deja vu. I'm getting some deja vu from Chainsaw Man, and that's because I'm getting Akame ga Kill vibes. And if you want to know what I mean by that, I feel like none of the main characters are safe. I think all these characters could very well die.
I'm not gonna lie.
In a way, that is actually, I think, becoming true. I was getting those vibes very early on, and seeing what happened to some of the characters near the end of Chainsaw Man, I can still see it happening more and more as the show goes on.
I would say, from my reading of the manga, and thus far the anime adaptation has been not just faithful, but it's
improved on it.
Word? Yeah. It's there's a word I'm looking for, but either way, it brings up the material. It brings it up. It some of the techniques they use are just. I could go into that for a while, but I will say you're not wrong. But what I will say is, it's better. They make you care so much more. And if you're not looking to be depressed, I wouldn't recommend Chainsaw Man. Chainsaw Man isn't a show for it's not like a fun action.
It's a show that's very dark and gritty, and it's a little bit realistic in its approach to what would happen in a situation like that. It's kind of like watching Attack on Titan as well. Which, if we're gonna talk about a show that's gonna become a classic, even if you don't like the show, you can't argue that Attack on Titan is probably the most famous anime at this point. It's one of the most famous. And I think it's the way they handled the premise, the way they've handled the story, I think it's going to become a classic. I think it'll be a classic years down the line.
I actually don't disagree. I watched... That's a show I did drop, but I'm going to pick it back up. Because, I think it's super interesting. I think part of the reason it struggles is because, it has sort of two defined parts. And they appeal to two very different audiences. The first section of Attack on Titan, I think, is a much more traditional piece of shonen media.
It's we gotta fight back. It's the Titans. I hate them.
And then it turns into a psychological, emotional character study.
Yeah, because
with large implication. Yeah, exactly. And I think that's genius. I think that's so clever. A lot of people look at that and say that it's using its original format to try to have the watcher age with the show and drip feed these kind of more emotional, mature themes. But it kind of messed up. It took a long break, and it continues to do so. And it also sort of rejects the fact that a lot of anime watchers don't want to
wait years
and don't want to watch something different. We were talking about Ranking of Kings. Most anime watchers don't really want something
that looks
refreshing.
artistically different. Yeah, it's very
Yeah.
artistically distinct from most anime. That's why I didn't watch it at first, but until basically I think one of the bigger anime VTubers, like anime YouTubers, like I think Giguk, I think he made a video on Rank of Kings and why people need to watch it. Or the Anime Man was like, anime I'll be watching this season. He was like, Ranking of Kings. And I was like, oh, really? This show? And then I ended up watching and I'm like, oh my god. Oh my god. I was like crying by the first or second episode.
Right? You cry so many times in that show.
You really
also,
do.
I think a lot of like anime don't necessarily deal with what I would say called challenging themes. A lot of anime is turn your brain off media, and there's nothing wrong with that. I like Transformers.
I enjoy...
I'm excited for Beast Wars.
I enjoy brain rot anime sometimes. I mean, sometimes that's just what you're feeling like someday. And then other days, I want a show that makes me feel happy and wholesome. So I either watch Flying Witch, which is a really good, relaxing anime to watch. Like
Absolutely.
And the music there, like, dude, there's one track from that I listen to all the time because it's like the da 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 da.
Oh yeah, I love the Flying Witch OST. It's
so good. That show or My Roommate is a Cat. Shows that are just wholesome.
Have you checked out Room Camp?
I don't. Is that the one where like they camp in the woods and all that?
Yeah.
Or is that called Laid Back Camp actually?
Oh, it's Laid Back Camp. Yeah, it's Laid Back.
I think I watched a fair bit of it, but it lost me at some point, and I don't remember what
fair.
part.
That's my like comfort, warm heart show.
Yeah, sometimes I like those comfort, heart warming shows. Sometimes I like romance, and so I'll watch something like My Love Story, which is freaking a hilarious one.
Oh, it's so cute too.
Or Pet Girl of Sakura-sao, which is a kind of romance. I don't know.
It kind of is. I think it's like...
I don't know how to describe that show.
I would describe it as like Lost in Time. You know what I mean? Like it's very of when it came out. You don't see shows like that anymore.
It's like because it's like the plot kind of just it doesn't have any really big goals. It's like this girl's moving in. Okay, this guy's trying to find out his goal in life. Oh, so he's gonna get into video game design. Okay, now he's made a video game. Okay, and now this
things just kind of happen.
It's basically how I describe it is just it's high school. You're just watching a kid go through high school. I think that's literally what the show is, and it's enjoyable for that reason. And then of course, if we're gonna talk so there's like those like really wholesome or romantic shows, and then don't get me wrong, I also like the action shows that are either that are like all about the good guys winning, like freaking My Hero Academia, which or we get shows that are super dark and gritty, like Goblin Slayer or Attack on Titan or frickin' what is one that Chainsaw Man. Like
Chainsaw Man's a good recent example.
Yeah, it's like I like good stories. What can I say?
Yeah, no, I honestly get that. I tend to like, I don't know, for some reason, I think it's because I've been watching anime too long. I just can't deal with like most shonen. It's just like a me thing.
Yeah, most shonen, I can get that. Some shonen's a bit too. It's a bit too. I don't know.
I don't even have like a good reason. It's purely taste. Nothing to do with quality. It's purely just like my personal tastes. I find myself drawn to like, I don't know, shows that try to like do something weird with it, like something really weird with it. Like my favorite anime of all time, I feel like says a lot about how I watch anime, and that would be Tatami Galaxy. That would be Tatami Galaxy. Would probably be my favorite show of all time, which is like a really weird show. It's a Masaki Yuasa piece. It's like a time show. It's serial episodic in the best way.
I'm not good at remembering Japanese names. I'm good at remembering the English translation.
I don't think this one like has an English translation.
There are some that don't. Yeah.
But yeah, it's about a college boy, which, you know, every time I see an anime with a college character, I'm like minorly just like hyped just because it's refreshing. About him trying a club. We see his entire college experience condensed. And then we go to just the very end where he's about to graduate. and we go through all his regrets and all the troubles he's made over this time in college in this club.
Oh, wow.
And then at the end of the episode, he always wishes he did something else with his life. And then the next episode starts, and it's a different club. And throughout the show, you see him making the same mistakes time and time again. And you begin to realize it's not the club he joined. It's not the people he's around. It's him. He's the problem. And then he realizes that, as spoiler, all of time folds in on him, and he's forced to live in an infinite, paradox.
That's fair. The way you described it made me think of two shows. One that I thought of was Erased, which is only because the whole going back in time kind of thing is what it sounded like. Which Erased, another really goddamn good show with another really good opening, goddamn good show. And then another show that came to mind. What was it? It was a show that came out. I don't know if I finished it. It was about a guy who he's approached by a company that's like, hey, you want to relive your high school life and try and have a second chance at life? And it's like they gave him, they de-aged him and sent him back to high school or something.
Oh, re-life?
I think, yeah, re-life. I never finished it, but it looked like an interesting premise.
Yeah, I dropped that too.
Yeah. It's not like an interesting premise, but it was a bit meh.
Oh, in chat. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like to say grown out of it, because, I think there's still merit in those, classic shonen shows.
Dude, I could still watch Naruto, dude.
Yeah, and so that's why, I avoid that, because it is very much yeah, I did grow and my taste changed with time, but I don't know, I think grown out of it puts everything on a linear scale when it's much more nebulous than that.
Yeah, I definitely know I haven't grown out of shonen because I love Guilty Crown. Or, no, not Guilty Crown, not Guilty Crown, not Guilty Crown, not Guilty Crown. Wrong one. I hate. Actually,
is that a what do you call it? A Freudian slip?
Freudian slip, because that's I hate. No. I hate. Okay, we're gonna get into why I hate Guilty Crown, but no, I meant to say. I don't know why I said Guilty Crown. I meant to say Black Clover. I love Black Clover.
Oh,
that is a really goddamn good shonen that came out more recently. It's it has the same vibes that you get from watching early shonen, Naruto, One Piece, stuff like that. But it's I like it. I really like Black Clover. It's really good. But damn, do I hate Guilty Crown. Guilty Crown angers me. The first season, I actually liked it. I have all I remember about the first, the thing is, what's sad is I remember I liked the first season, but the only thing that comes to mind when I think of Guilty Crown now is I remember how much I hate the second season. I hate season 2 of Guilty Crown, because Guilty Crown second season is all about the main character. He loses someone he loves, so he becomes a complete asshole because he's I'm not losing any more people, therefore I gotta be harsher. And I know he's a really big douchebag, and so now a bunch of people hate him, including his best friends.
Yeah,
I hate Guilty Crown season 2, man. I hate it.
I just don't trust any show where the main character looks like Kirito.
Kirito.
I don't fuck with that. Oh, sorry, I'll censor with that.
Oh man.
For me, I'm much more into how do I do? It's I don't find myself subscribing to genre so much. I'm not I'm this genre watcher. I just tend to be Made in Abyss, great example. That's Oh no. That's fair. Sabero. I'll call you Freeman.
Yeah, Freeman.
But yeah, Made in Abyss, you could call an adventure story, which don't typically enter my house, but the themes that it tackles are mature, complex, and the characters, it just ties together better. I don't want to say I like good shows, because I don't think that's the description.
Oh no. Especially here's and also I don't it's not necessarily, a show doesn't have to be good for me to enjoy. Sometimes I literally could be a shit show. I think there's a show called the Wiseman's Grandchild or something. It's a really crappy isekai or something about a guy about who basically his grandfather trained and become this really powerful wizard and yada yada. It's super basic. It's it's the most bare bones anime, and yet I still watched it. It's like, I will watch nothing shows. I will watch brain rot. But so that's why for me, I don't like to say I prefer genres. I don't. I love my isekai, but that's mainly because of escapism. But I just like shows. I like shows.
You like isekai?
I do. A lot of isekai I do like. Some I hate though. Some I refuse to watch. Like was it my two hit? Is it like my 2-hit mom or something?
God,
like,
or one hit kill sister.
God, yeah. No, it's just like, I'm good. I don't need to watch those.
My guiltiest pleasure show, perhaps, is probably Keijo.
I need to watch Keijo.
You need to watch Keijo. It's so good.
I need to. I've heard that I remember when it was announced and when YouTubers were talking about it. It was like really funny.
The manga, so hard.
Fellow trash taste enjoyer. If you're talking about trash taste in anime, yes, and if you're talking about trash taste in the podcast, yes as well. I love both.
I haven't watched too much trash taste. I just have trash taste.
I think the same thing though for me applies to music too. I don't think it's a genre thing. It's just like I literally can like, you know, there are people out there like, oh, I cannot listen to country. I hate country. And it's like I'm like, oh, I can kind of understand that. But then again, I also like, you know, I like a little bit of country here and there. You know, like country.
Yeah, who doesn't like a little bit of chicken fried?
Yeah, a little bit of little country here and there. Sometimes I like to listen to very minimal dubstep. It has to have like a good melody to it. I love my dance music. I love pop. It's like I'll even listen. Hell, I listen to freaking anime music. It's not even in English, and I still listen to it.
I'm actually like totally. So when it comes to music for me, I feel like I don't know. I'm in a weird spot musically right now because I'm having to work on projects, which means I can't really do like lyrical stuff, and I'm kind of like stuck in a musical loop. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where, like, you're listening to the same things over and over again.
Yeah, I totally get that. Whether that's other music, that like other people's music, or even my own. Like even when I'm writing my own music, it's like I literally. One issue I've come with recently though is that when I'm writing my own music, I used to have the issue that I just couldn't come up with lyrics. I run into the opposite issue where I'm coming up with too many lyrics, and so I'm like fighting to decide which lyric actually goes in the song and which shouldn't.
Hey man, as a writer, that's where you want to be. When you have too much content and you get to pick and choose,
it's like
you're in a good spot.
Because the issue is, I write my melody before I write the lyric, and so when I'm listening to the lyric, like the melody, I'm like, okay, this lyric works, this lyric works, this lyric works, and it's just like I could literally change the entire song, like write the same song, have the same melody, but make the lyrics like completely different, including the chorus. Just make it a completely different song, but with different lyrics, but same melodies. And it's like I hate it because it's like fuck. So excuse my language, but it's like what should I do with this?
No, I get that. I absolutely get that. I just had to cut like an entire scene out of the piece I'm working on because it just doesn't fit in the time frame. I know how long this thing needs to be, and I just needed something else there. Even though I loved the scene, I had to cut it. And like that's just the nature of art. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no. I mean, a great example. Well, someone in chat just asked, since you're touching this topic, can you share what are your inspirations and to drive to make music? Which that was a question for us, and I think for me, a big inspiration for me is I just like to make things that make me feel good and sound good. Although recently I've discovered that I want to make my music gets so much better when I put more passion into what I'm feeling when I write it. Like my most recent song, Motivation, was me sitting down. Like one day, I was just like, I hate how I procrastinate all the time. I hate how I'm super lazy. I'm gonna write a song about that. And so I came up with Motivation, which is, you know, death to procrastination. I found motivation. Death procrastination. No more hesitation. That's literally the chorus. And I'm just like, I love that. That is exactly what I feel like. And now I'm writing a song about connection and how I wish I was a better friend to my friends.
I get that. I get that. I'm like the type of person who's like the last to message someone.
Yeah, I'm pretty much, I've always been that person. And also, it's just sometimes it's just like, sometimes you just don't want to do, like, for me, I'm very indecisive. When I don't want to do something, it's hard for me to be like, okay, I'm going to do it now. It's like, I don't want to do it, so I'm not going to do it.
No, I get that. I get that. Well, like, I never, sorry, to speak on like procrastination, motivation, that kind of thing. I never liked that sentiment that it's like, it's about discipline because,
Yeah.
like, as an artist, discipline can lead to discipline without motivation can lead to writer's block easily
Oh
every
yeah.
time. Or I guess one should just say creator's block.
Yeah. Creator's
Um,
block.
um, yeah, yeah, and it's. I feel like the biggest tip one can give aspiring artists who are looking to get over that hill, um, would be like self care is different for you, plain and simple. You need to take. It's not just you you're taking care of in a sense. You need to feed your creative mind, and
Yeah.
the way you're going to do that is by watching challenging media. Watch stuff you're scared of. Not literally like horror stuff, but stuff that intimidates you. Stuff that makes you go, oh, I don't know if I'll like this. Give it a shot, because you will. And connecting to nature, if you can. If you're in a city, I'm so sorry. Connect to the sidewalk. Um,
Connect to
uh,
the sidewalk. What kind of advice is that? That's like roasting someone. It's like, you can't connect to nature, just connect to the sidewalk. You know, just go down there and lick the old gum stuck to the floor.
it's a joke, but I guess the city equivalent would be connect to your city. That's why so many people who work in New York make shows where you can tell it was written in New York. Like,
Because no one's friends with each other, dude. Well, it's like New York's not the only place. Honestly, I think that a lot of places in America, just people aren't friendly.
no, it's true. It's true. It's true. Um,
Like I don't like to make friends in person. I literally do not like to maybe be friends with people IRL, but I like to be friends online, and I don't know if that makes sense.
no, that does make sense. I've honestly been in that stage before, like that place. Um, and I personally ended up out of it. Now, I'm living with all of Yokast, and we're all tight as hell. Which is great. I recommend
Yeah.
it. But yeah, I don't know. I went through a phase where like every single person I knew was online, and I think some people can handle that. I know some people live like that, but for me, it slowly killed me. It slowly killed me. It slowly killed me.
Oh yeah, no, it's doing the same to me. I'm trying to teach the biggest thing I'm trying to teach myself is it's okay to play and stream game or like play games and do things off stream and away from friends. Just like I just want to chill by myself for a day and just play a game, like and not
Yeah.
be making content. Just do it for me.
Well, yeah. Because like part of like I think why that destroys you is you become permanently available. And being available, being on call, is a different mental state than relaxing.
Oh,
You
yeah.
cannot commit to your own well-being while you are on call because you are partially committed to your responsibilities.
To each and every one of the friends and acquaintances you know.
Hmm.
Oh man, God! Anytime I take a break, I feel too guilty. I feel that flip. Whenever I take a break, I feel guilty as all heck. Like yesterday, honestly, I was like, here's the thing. I announced I was gonna stream Jackbox, and then immediately I just like I was trying to make the thumbnail for it on YouTube, but then I immediately was like, fuck, do I want to stream this on YouTube or Twitch? And a bunch of things went through my head, and I was just like, I cannot decide which platform I should stream this on. I don't know if my friends are actually gonna be interested in playing this, even though a lot of them did say they were. And also another thought that came to my mind besides the whole which platform do I use was just, am I in the mood for this today? I'm mentally I'm feeling exhausted. I don't know if I actually have the energy to hang out with friends today. And I don't know. It was rough. I just don't
No,
know.
I get that. I get that. I get that. Sometimes, like that is, I get that. I've definitely been there. I have a lot less options if I'm in that spot. I have obligations in
Yeah.
my scheduling. Um um but God, yeah, no, I feel that with like a lot of projects, a lot of places that I've been, and that's usually a sign you need a break. That's why I'm kind of like I didn't put out a schedule this week. I'm just doing collabs. I'm taking a lot of the onus off myself. So, you know, if
Yeah.
my fans want to find me, I'm right here. Hi. And because fighting burnout as a content creator is something that one needs to like be doing from step one, plain and simple.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
we, at the level we are, we all have exterior responsibilities still. We all still have jobs.
Oh, I have,
We all
yeah,
still have
full-time jobs outside of
full-time
content.
jobs. Yeah. And like for me, all my stuff is like I've had to get really good at this because all of my other work is work from home contract work. And you know, creative work, which if you're not careful, even if you reach the level where you can support yourself as a creative, you will slowly eat away at yourself. You
Yeah.
need to like my biggest tip, I have a different computer that I play games on when I'm by myself. If I want to play games, I don't do it where I am right now. Plain and simple. I have a separate, cheaper computer that plays the games that I like, far away from my recording equipment and far away from the office that I work in.
That's smart. Get into a different environment.
Exactly.
That makes a lot
That
of
way,
sense.
when you're in your office, you're at your computer, your brain knows it's time to work. The second thing I would say is like, if it's an option for you, I know it's not for everyone. Move your computer out of your room, y'all. It will help.
I can't. I live in a very small house with my family, so I have nowhere to put it.
Oh, that's fair.
If anything that I want to move out of my room is my goddamn cat box because it reeks.
Then maybe try putting up a curtain, would be what I'd say, if you have the room.
It's in the closet, but
Oh, that's good.
but
As
still,
long as you're not staring at it and it's staring at you.
yeah. It's just annoying, but oh man, you know, it's just I don't know. It's rough trying to balance out, you know, wanting to make content and then just dreading it.
Yeah, no, and I absolutely get that. A lot of it comes with like the fact that so much of you is obligated to separate worlds. It's just the nature of tubing, tubaing, and the level, and the level. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, it's always for the fans. But you know, if all your fans, if you're small enough where all your fans happen to be busy that day, it does hurt in a weird way that's hard to describe.
Oh
When you
yeah,
book time off your day for something.
when you book time to stream or make content, then you don't have the people there you want to entertain. It's why I do not do horror stuff. Like the only time I will ever stream horror based content for my community, other than multiplayer horror, because I have more fun playing with friends. But like here's like I'll stream Labyrinthian, I'll stream Phasmophobia, I'll stream heck maybe Outlast Trials in the future, but I do not want to stream single player horror games unless I know people are going to be there. Because to me, I put myself in a mental state where I'm uncomfortable. I don't like these horror games. I don't like getting scared. But I do know it's funny to people. So I'll put myself in that position only if people are willing to come tune in. And so when people don't tune in, it's like, God.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like you set that time apart. But you know, you need to, for not necessarily an obligation to oneself or one's like artistic ideas, but an obligation to an algorithm.
Oh yeah.
Which isn't as emotionally satisfying. And that's also like the other thing is forgetting the algorithm, which is the hardest thing to forget.
Yeah.
Trying to move past that obsession, stop looking at your analytics, and simply being a creator.
Do make what you want to make, because that's the most important thing. It's why YouTube came about, is not to make money. It's to make content you're happy with and that you enjoy making.
Exactly.
It's like, if you're not enjoying the content you're making, maybe you should be making something else.
Yeah, that'd be the advice I'd give. Yeah, because like being a YouTuber for the sake of being a YouTuber, I don't know if you're. I don't think that's the way to make yourself happy in life.
No.
Because then it's just another job. And for artistic work like this, you need either a lot of passion or you need to be a damn good actor.
Well, and here's the thing. YouTube is like a place for many things. It's like, for one, some people literally just post videos just because they want to make people laugh and they don't care about the numbers. It's just like, oh, here's a funny video of my cat like eating a grasshopper but hating it. Like you just like boom, video on YouTube. And then other people are genuinely trying to make art. And if there's someone I'm going to say is trying to make art, like a great example, look at Russian Badger's videos. Like if Russian Badger, in my opinion, puts out like YouTube is a place that you bet like the algorithm benefits those who upload videos more frequently. It's like if you're uploading every day, boom, the algorithm's gonna love you. But Russian Badger is an example of someone who doesn't do that. It's like he uploads video like every 2 months because of the effort he puts into his videos. But you always know his videos are going to slap, and that's because of the effort. You know, it's like
I watch so many video essays.
Yeah, exactly. It's like for video essays are great. It's like. Honestly, I think scripted content's some of the best stuff you can find on YouTube because of the time and effort put into it, and it's something different than the general like, oh, let's just make a highlight video. It's like I don't know. Like, don't get me wrong, I love watching Smitty make funny moments videos and all that. Like, he's a great creator. I'm just like, oh yeah, I'll always laugh at his content. But other times I'm like, I just want to watch someone like either chat for an hour or so, or just I don't know what I'm looking for on YouTube, but I think that's also one of the benefits of YouTube is it's a place where you don't YouTube will benefit your channel if you're more consistent with both the type of content you upload and how frequently you do. But you don't have to do that. That is not a requirement. You literally can go on YouTube and upload the most unedited crap ever. Just upload like a 10-minute video of you just ranting about how much you love an anime and no edit. It's boom. That's fine. You wanted to share that with the world. Put that out there. If you want to share something in the world, put it out there. But, you can always then the very next day be like, all right, instead of that, I want to make something with a lot more effort. I'm going to make a music video. And then you upload that. And also, so you can make whatever you want on YouTube. And don't beat yourself over if it's not doing well, which is hard to say. It's very hard because I beat myself all the time.
It's like, have you ever watched Vesper of Hololive?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that dude. One thing he said that I really always hold close is he said, if you're making good stuff, one day someone will find it. It might be 100 years from now, but if you make good work, if you do good work and you make good art, one day someone will find it. It's just a matter of when.
Yeah, exactly. Someone will find it. I mean, look at Leonardo da Vinci. Look at Galileo, if that's his name.
It is. But not an artist.
Yeah, the wrong name. I'm trying to think. The guy who painted Starry Night. It's like I should remember.
Van Gogh?
Van Gogh. Why does that name always disappear from my brain?
Galileo discovered telescopes.
Van Gogh.
Maybe you associate him with Starry Nights?
Maybe. That could be it. Like Van Gogh. Yeah, exactly. Just people who, like, the art isn't loved until years later. It's like,
no, it's true.
Make it because you want to make it and you enjoy it, That's the point of YouTube. Don't be on that grind. It's why, for me, I really, I need to get out of the mindset of caring about what my viewership is on Twitch versus YouTube. It's like, it should be, what do I want to use the platform for? What do I want to make with using the platform?
Because if you enjoy the platform, you'll enjoy what you're doing.
Yeah, and I think YouTube is better for my talk show, because for my talk show, I don't like interruptions. And every time I stream on Twitch, people are upset at me in my chat. Like, why don't we have sound alerts? Why don't we have alerts to let you know when you've been rated or followed? It's just like, I turn those off for the talk show because it's interruption. It's like I like to focus on my guest or guests and not get distracted.
That, and you don't have to re-upload the VOD separately.
No, exactly. And that's another good thing. That the stream becomes a VOD after. That's exactly it.
Oh, sorry, chat just reminded me. You ever miss old school YouTube? It was a different experience back then.
Why? In what way?
Well, it was just like at a certain YouTube has existed in like stages, and I miss the old days when YouTube was just a random assortment of some of the strangest people in the world deciding to just go nuts and have fun. And it'd be like you'd be able to find like someone doing a multi-part series talking about why one hammer is better than another. And then there was sort of an age after that, which was like the content is king age, and it was like demographics.
Yeah,
And all of a sudden we
demographics,
had like
adhering to children, so you can get like or like younger audiences because you gotta be friendly for YouTube. And also other things that are problematic with that is people trying to be on that grind. It's like people uploading content they're not proud of, and
there was
burning themselves out.
There was no money in it. There was no money in it. It was random weirdos. Now it's millennials doing this like for a living.
Yep. Like,
no, but
man.
YouTube, when YouTube developed what I would call like genre, like when genre became a thing, when you're like, oh yeah, you're a video essay creator, you're a this creator, you're a gaming channel, you're a makeup channel. That's when everything kind of changed. Yeah, speaking of old school YouTube, Anthony is back in Smosh, which is wild.
Oh man, that's interesting. Yeah, and then interesting when you point out there, old school YouTuber, it has anything you could upload versus the modern YouTuber, you consistent quality. Like for me, a great example. For me, I am again, I'm a very inconsistent person, and that can be both a good or a bad thing. In terms of how I think it's a good thing, is that I like to make a variety of stuff that I'm proud of, which like staves off the boredom. I like doing. Honestly, I think my talk show is my favorite thing to stream. I think it is one of the best things I can stream. I just sit down, chat with somebody, maybe pull a chat, and we have a very passionate talk about either YouTube, anime, old cartoons like Scooby-Doo. Like, it's so good.
Scooby-Doo.
So good. It's such a good old show. And it's just like I like this talk show, but also I have plans to make scripted content. Like I want to make a video essay on a game called Shadows of Doubt, as well as I want to make a, you know how like Game Ranks or IGN does like 15 tips I wish I knew before I played this. It's I plan to do one of those as well on the game, because I want to help new players fall in love with that game, because I think Shadows of Doubt is one of the best video games to come out in recent years. And I know that's a big statement.
I've never played it.
It is
a big statement.
It is an indie game. It's all about procedurally generated crime. It's a procedurally generated city. All the citizens are procedurally generated. All the crimes are procedurally generated. So
that sounds kind of fun.
But you're an investigator, so you're trying to investigate. So you're finding clues, like scanning for fingerprints, doing this or that, trying to find out, okay, who is the culprit, or who am I looking to hunt down for the side job that I've been hired to do. And it's really interesting.
It's under stealth genre, and that's one of my go-tos. So.
It is kind of stealth. The only thing you have to stealth from, though, is really from either the person you're trailing or from people you're breaking into, or cops. Because technically you're not a real detective, I guess, because cops don't like seeing you in crime scenes. They will start shooting at you and be like, what are you doing in here?
That's fun. Maybe I'll check that out. Shadows of Doubt. It's Steam sales going on, so time to pick up all the games I'll be playing over the next couple months.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, like, just, like, it's, for me, again, I think, like, variety is both a good and bad thing on YouTube, but I just, like, I want to make what I want to make, and I honestly, at this point, have stopped caring if people actually want to watch it. I want to make content that I would watch. That's the most important thing.
No, I get that. That's why I do my sort of stranger streams, my weirder streams, if you will.
What are those? I'm very curious. Like, I want to hear about this. Like, what kind of stuff do you stream?
One of my favorites I did in recent memory was my anime reviews stream, where so every season I review the first episode of every anime releasing with Itzy. And we watch every single first episode and then discuss our da-da-da-da-das about it. You know what I mean? Like, do we think it'll be good? Do we think it'll be bad? How did we enjoy the first episode? Where do we think it'll lead? That kind of discussion.
Yeah.
But the thing was, here's the twist. Itzy was out of town at the start of the season.
Oh, really?
He was out of town. So I built a soundboard. Like, I combed through her streams and built a full Itzy soundboard. And we did it like a morning talk show. But she was made of cardboard. And I slowly lost my mind.
Did you?
Yeah, no, it was a great stream.
I need to watch this. It sounds hilarious.
It's my favorite, one of my favorite things I've done. I do lose my mind as the stream goes on more and more. I mean, no, it was a perfectly normal stream, and Itzy was a delightful guest.
Oh man! Speaking of Itzy and the other Yokast, I've been meaning to ask. What?
Yeah.
So what kind of like? I know Sianna's the bodyguard. What place do you take in Yokast?
I am the leader of Yokast Generation Scary.
Oh really?
Yes, indeed, as the management has appointed me in charge of this band of delightfully horrible misfits. To be honest, I'm kind of leader just because I own the Yokast mansion.
Oh really?
Yeah, they all kind of just showed up. Like, Sianna's the bodyguard, sure, but I just left some trash outside, and then she was suddenly on my backyard eating out of the garbage. It's a stray dog. Romeo was just supposed to come in and fix the boiler. Now he lives here. Says he's still working on it. Amity kind of came with the house. I tried to kick her out. It didn't work. And Itzy, well, Itzy is, the boss's daughter, as it were. That's why it's called Yokast. Yokai, Yokast.
I know. Yeah, I was gonna say last time when I had Sianna on, she said that Itzy thinks she's the most important member of Yokast because she's the only yokai.
Yeah, she's a nepotism hire. and I have to, and I'm just the carer.
Oh man.
So yeah, quite it's just all been put on my plate. Just wanted a nice house to be invisible in.
Have you always been invisible?
Oh yeah, as long as I can remember. Which is
like
exactly 123 years.
Jesus.
That's the thing. I didn't grow up. I kind of just existed
as a grown man.
Yeah. That's why I always say I've always been the exact same age, which is unknown.
Man, I was a bit excited. I was hoping to hear I was very curious if your backstory would be like, hey, yeah, no, I grew up with my parents couldn't see me, so they had to leave me up and they gave birth to they thought they gave birth and they couldn't find the baby or something like that.
No, I wasn't, and then I woke up with a headache, naked in a basement. And Yokast came in pretty quick and said, hey, come with us. You're a monster. Let's hang out. And ever since then, I've been the secret agent of Yokast.
I was just say, Yokast, you're making them sound almost like they're like Men in Black.
They do have gray skin, wear hats, and I get a headache if I stare at them too long.
They're aliens.
I don't know about that. No official stance on that.
The staff of Yokast are aliens.
Look, man. Look. I can't say that officially.
Oh man.
It's fine, management. I didn't say it. I didn't say it.
You didn't give away your secrets. Don't worry. I just put two and two together.
It's fine. It's fine.
Hopefully I don't have anyone knock down my door.
They're not even gonna notice.
Oh my god. Wait, should have bought a different house, nerd, says Amity.
Get out of my house, ghost!
She doesn't even pay rent. She's just
No! She doesn't do anything. She just, her chain keeps her attached to the attic. I've thought about craning it out, but I don't have that kind of money.
She just sits there and plays video games
raise money for me to remove Amity.
Oh man, what is the word I'm looking for? She's what's the word? It's like somebody who lives in your house but doesn't pay. What is the word?
The squatter.
A squatter's what? She's a squatter who just plays video games all day.
Yeah. Oh my god, you know that one anime about the ghost girl who lives in the dude's room and just
Wait,
plays video games all
yeah.
day? That's Amity. That's actually
Oh my
Amity.
god, what's funny? I lost my mind when the girl in the end was playing Terraria. I was like, wait, what? They actually playing a real game? There's Terraria on that
No,
TV.
they are. They're playing, I think it was Tekken.
As well?
And she totally lost a bounce juggle start. She totally dropped a bounce juggle starter. She could have easily kept that going, but he just did a piss poor rollout and lost tons of potential damage. The scene made me mad.
I'm not a squatter, Casey.
Then
Here's the thing.
everyone in Yokast has official job titles except Itzy, whose job title is princess.
Okay, so Itzy's another squatter.
No. Her Yokast pays her rent.
Isn't that worse?
Kind of.
I mean, Amity's stuck there, but Itzy's choosing to be there and not helpful. At least you have a bodyguard who's doing her job, hopefully. I mean, it does sound like she steals pizza off the sidewalk, and
She does eat pizza off the sidewalk, yeah.
And
I have a theory that she's been chasing away our mail, because I've ordered so many Amazon packages and none of them have arrived.
She says she's scared there's a bomb inside. She's scared of someone delivering a bomb to Yokast. She will only
void.
She scares them away. She only lets her own mail come to the house. That's all she's told me. She's like, I'm okay. I keep my mail, but I don't trust anyone else's mail.
Yeah, and that's only the residents of Yokast Manor that have chosen to become public. It is an infinite house with infinite space. Infinite rooms.
I told Sianna this. Hopefully that house never comes alive like Monster House, because you guys,
I have my theories.
If you guys have to fight back against the house, dude, Sianna's gonna be stuck outside the entire time against her doghouse.
It's true. The doghouse is also weird because it's kind of connected to the mansion, but it's also kind of not.
And it sounds like it doesn't.
Weird.
It's not infinite. It sounds like it's actually just tiny.
Well, it's infinite, but not infinite. You know what I mean? Because, like, you can walk around it, and some days you'll only see mine, Itzy's, Romeo's, and Amity's rooms, and Sianna's doghouse outside. Sometimes we have a bowling alley.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Library.
About that.
You know, it's totally random, which is very inconvenient. The other day, our amusement park room lit on fire. That was so much work to clean up.
Actually, you know what? I just realized your mansion is just like the fucking. Sorry about my language. The freaking.
Oh no, you can swear.
Yeah.
I only joke censor because I think it's funny.
Yeah, I just know YouTube doesn't like swearing. But
that's fair.
But I think that this reminds me that in Black Clover, that's literally the power of their house, which I don't remember. Is it a guild? Is it a club? What is the?
I haven't watched Black Clover.
But literally, one of the things about the house is the rooms are always moving. So they never know how to get to their bedrooms because the rooms are always moving. And
it's so real.
So it sounds just like your guys' mansion.
It is exactly like it. Because sometimes my room is right beside Itzy, and you could hear me through the walls on her stream. And sometimes you can't, because I'm on the other end of time.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Oh, man.
I tried to build it in Minecraft, but it's a fourth dimensional space.
So did they give you that mansion? Or did you just wake up there one day? Did you buy it? Like, how's that work? Because you say you're the owner.
Yeah, it exists in the void. So, not anywhere that people can visit.
Aw. I wanted to go eat tea.
But yeah. So basically, I was instructed to purchase the house by Yokast.
Gotcha. How did you make your money?
As a secret agent. They do pay me.
What do you do? Am I allowed to ask what you do as a secret agent?
Yeah, so I have multiple jobs. One, I'm a secret agent, obviously, because I'm invisible. It makes it really easy.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point. As long as nobody spills like paint or dust on you.
My biggest weak. Well, see, the thing is, even if like someone tries to put paint on me, it will slowly turn invisible too.
What about
That's
your
just how it
clothes?
works. That's the clothes are magically enchanted.
Huh.
Yeah. Yeah. So even if chat tried to throw paint on me, they wouldn't actually know what I look like. Sorry, chat. Sorry. But sometimes my blood is visible. That's a thing. Just because it looks cool. And what was the other thing? Yeah. So I was a secret agent for Yokast conducting operations. And then my other job, I'm a professional writer. That's how I make side gig. That's my side gig.
Gotcha.
One of those I do a little bit more nowadays. I'll give you a hint. Much less of a secret agent now. Much more of a professional writer.
Much more professional writer. Is it like books you write, or is it like music? What is it?
A multitude of pieces, actually. I can't say exactly what I write because it's a little connected to. I publish under someone else's name. No one would know him. And yeah. Anyways.
We all know you wrote Ranking of Kings. I'm joking. I'm joking.
No, but I have a couple pieces that are in production-ish. A couple pieces, and then I do some contract, more stable work for content in the content creation sphere.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so like some 3-month contracts where I'm paid like weekly, and other contracts where I'm paid a big paycheck, and then I rake in if they do well.
That's good.
Yeah.
Also, they said, Freeman in chat said, at least we can see your lips if you eat powdered donuts.
It's true, actually. The milk mustache is real. Also, we did modify my glasses recently with some new magical components that will display. Chat wants to see those. Yeah. I did a new outfit reveal, and I can. Yeah, you want to see it?
Sure, let's see it.
Yeah, let's see it.
Oh, that's great. No one will know
I got to do
it's
that
you.
bit again. I got to do it again.
That's great. That's so good. Oh, that's so good. You're in disguise. No one will know it's you.
Exactly.
Oh my god. By the way, do you have hair or are you bald?
Oh, I have shortish, medium, longish hair. Yeah.
Gotcha. Have you
It's
ever
reddish,
seen
brownish, blackish, bluish, greenish color?
I was about to ask, have you ever seen what you look like?
Oh yeah, the pure of hearted can see me absolutely clearly.
Does that mean so why can't Sianna see you?
Says a lot about her, doesn't it?
Oh my god. Oh, that's great. Oh man. Who is this person? They're freaking out over your disguise.
I would I'm Caecus.
Cakeless?
No, Caecus.
Okay.
I'm caked up. Don't you dare.
I was just gonna say, you're cakeless. Okay, you don't got no dump truck back there.
No, you look at my character sheet on Twitter. I'm packing heat.
Back in heat. In case he can see himself because he is pure evil.
It's true. I never said you had to be pure good. Just pure-hearted.
Oh boy. Let's not introduce you to any historical figure, shall we? I don't think you'd be useful during any world wars.
No, that's the issue. That's why my stealth has limits. That and my biggest weakness is my mouth.
Oh man.
I may be invisible, but I have a real problem with not talking. I don't know if you've noticed.
You're good at being a secret agent, but not good at being a secret agent during war. Because I don't think there's a lot of pure heart. I think there's some people who are pure heart, but more so on the evil side during war.
Very much.
Oh man. Still be one hell of a story.
Oh yeah, well I've been around for 123 years. It's been a time.
Oh man, it has been a time indeed. Oh man. When are you thinking of retiring as as being a secret agent?
I'm retiring. What's that?
Okay, good to know.
What's that called? I've never heard of this before.
It means stopping doing it.
That's a thing people can do?
Well, most people can typically retire, but it's when they've aged. Then again, I guess you don't typically age, so.
Exactly. Well, the thing is, like, as a monster, you're kind of like, you have to do what you gotta do. You know what I mean? There's so few of us in the world.
Are you really a monster though? You're only invisible.
By Universal's dark cinematic universe, yeah.
Oh man.
It's my favorite joke. I love referencing the dark cinematic universe.
Is there a vampire in Yokast or no?
No.
There's Frankenstein's
I think
monster,
we
spider, and ghost,
werewolf and ghost.
Yeah, and then you,
and then
no
me, the
vampire.
Invisible Man. No vampire. I think they were all busy already being VTubers.
like one of them is busy being a bartender vampire.
Yep, I could think of one right now.
Yeah, got him right on my mind, and he shares a name of somebody from Hololive.
Who's also a vampire. I'm pretty
Wait, are they both?
I think he hasn't said it, but look at him.
I mean, he's pale as a vampire.
He has the sharp little teeth.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, Vesper's the reason I came to discover you guys. You know, Vesper Knox.
Oh, that's so funny. Yeah. Good friend.
Vesper's awesome. Really good guy. Oh,
absolutely.
Man. It's like he's the reason I came to get to know you guys, and he's just been a really good friend. Again, though, I wish I'd chat with them more, but it's like I find it hard to reach out to people if I don't have anything to talk about. It's like I don't.
I know that vibe. Because you're like, I want to talk to this person, but I have no idea about what.
It's like the only way I know I can pull that off is to invite someone on my talk show. It's like, okay, now it's literally just talk about anything. But when it comes through text, it's like I don't know why it's so much harder. It's like, how do you make small talk? How do you be like? I don't like asking how's your day going, because it's like I feel like the conversation could very easily just pitter off from there. Like, I don't know.
Whenever I get to know someone, like I'm getting to know someone, one of the first things I'll say is, look, I don't like small talk. I don't do it. If we're going to have a conversation, it's going to be a damn good one. And those are tiring, so they're going to happen rarely.
That makes sense.
Quality over quantity is always when it comes to socialization.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. Oh, my God, yeah. Oh, man. Frickin'... That's that's one of the fun things though about being, a content creator is you get to know so many people. The one stressful part is trying to make sure you know who you can chat with more frequently. Because here's the thing. I may say that it's nice when you have a friend you don't talk to in a while, and then you can kind of catch up. But there's also friends that it's true that the more you don't talk to someone, the more they leave your mind. Or you leave their mind, because it is very easy to start forgetting somebody by not communicating with them. If that makes sense.
No, that does. I get what you're saying.
That's 1 sec. I gotta blow my nose.
Gesundheit.
Thank you. I smell something burning, and I don't know what that smell is.
Is it related to the person who burst in your room a while ago and said something was burning?
No, it's just hot. It was food I was handed.
Oh.
I hope there's not like a fire about to start in my room or anything. I don't think there is, but...
Speaking of fires that started mid-recording, have you ever... Sorry to totally change the topic, but have you ever seen that one video of someone lip-syncing the story of Undertale, which is a parody song of Bad Romance, and then their room catches fire?
I've not seen this, no.
Look it up after stream.
Oh my god.
It's a really good video.
And yeah, Flip, I did see that. About the average person only remembers 50 to 100 people. I mean, I know that because Dr. Stone talked about how it's like human civilization, or like that humans can only like remember between up to 150 people. Or something like that. Which
it's true.
Isn't
it like 250 faces is your max?
Something like that. I don't know what the max amount of faces.
And you can only be friends with like X amount of people, and like yeah.
It's like this whole thing, and of course, this is just by observation. It's not a set guideline. Similar to how you write a story, like how people are like, you got to go on the hero's journey. The hero's journey is just a guideline. It's not.
Hero's journey is crap.
It is most of the time.
I have like such strong opinions on how bad that piece of guideline is.
It's really bad.
Fundamentally disagree with the monomyth. I just fundamentally disagree with it. It's really focused on a specific subset of stories based on certain pieces of history versus the much more established world canon, which is far more expansive and far more complex. And I can guarantee you a lot of them don't fit in the monomyth. And the monomyth only works if everything is in it. That's why it's called the monomyth.
Yeah, no. Freaking, that makes total sense. It's like, I don't know. Guidelines are annoying to me. It's like, it's nice to have a story that goes off the rails a bit until it does its own thing. And also, I will say another guideline that I think actually is a lot better advice to writers, because I will say you don't always have to follow this, because there's a reason that people like monologues, or some people like actually having more dialogue, but show don't tell.
That's like,
it's one of the better ones. It's like you don't have to follow it, but it makes your story 10 times better if you do. If you can write your story in a way where you don't have to tell the audience what's going on and they can infer it from what you're writing, you're doing a goddamn good job as a writer.
It's true. It's very true. There is a limit to it, I've found, in the professional setting, because like it's sort of I find it to be an artistic ideal. There's been a lot of projects I've turned in where people have been like, oh yes, this is very, 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 very smart. You need to dumb it down though. You need to, this has an audience. We can see what you're doing. This is really clever. You need to make that character arc more obvious. I'm like, no, it's right there. Look at how he said that thing. I'm like, yeah, no, it works, but most people aren't going to pick up on that. And it's like, yeah, you need a little bit of telling, but you never want to go full tell.
Yeah, never go full tell, never go full show.
It's about balance.
It's about balancing the story.
And I think the biggest thing, is seeing them both as tools.
Oh yeah. It's like there's some shows that are like, they just show you what happens. Like a great example, I mean, they don't tell you like, oh, Zuko feels bad about what he did, like shouting Uncle Iroh. Or actually, what is this show? There's a show where, a great example. Let's go to How to Train Your Dragon. There's a scene in How to Train Your Dragon, the first one, where Stoic, the Hiccup's dad, yells at him, is like, "You're not my son," and literally walks out and slams the door. But you see him stumble, like he's like, and you can see on his face, like, "Oh shit, what'd I just say?" And then keeps walking. They didn't tell you. He didn't go and say, "Oh, I shouldn't have said that." You just, or like, "Oh man, now I feel bad." You could just see he regrets what he said. That he knows it was more harsh than he meant for it. That is good show don't tell, right there.
Another example is Ranking of Kings. Rarely in that show will people look at Boji and say, "You'll be a great king." You see it. You see it in how people respond to him. You see it in how he treats people. You see that he'll be a great king. They take those traits that are sort of a nebulous idea of what a good leader looks like, and they explore how Boji embodies them.
Yeah. No, I totally get that. Totally get that. Like, and honestly though, that's why it's like, plus also, if you think about it, video essays are the exact opposite of show don't tell.
Yeah, because everything has its balance.
Yeah, it's like you just gotta balance out what you're trying to write, what kind of story you want to write. Because I've even seen there's some anime that are written like a video essay, and they're kind of pull it off.
Yeah, like The Big Short is a good one that does a lot of telling. That's a movie though, because it needs to.
Yeah,
and they present it in a fun, creative way. It's the hard part about tell is telling in a way that's still fun for the audience to watch or read.
Oh yeah.
You have to make it dynamic. You have to make it interesting. How you present the information to the audience is important because there will be times when you need to tell. If you do explicitly only show, um, you're gonna have a real hard time with things like any sort of like speculative fiction would be really hard to do exclusively show. You'll need tell just because you're working in concepts that are a little more out there, that are a little more heady, and like, yeah, as much as we'd love to spend a day in the life of someone as they live in this fantastical sci-fi universe, maybe just explain a bit of it in a way that's interesting.
I know, and honestly, part of me just like literally the way you said it reminded me. Recently, my brain just keeps on thinking, I wish I could live another person's life, just to experience something different. It's like, I love the idea of isekai because you get to live a different life. And there's something about the idea about, like, even if you get isekai to this, like, honestly, if I had the chance, like, say I wanted, like, for me, it's like, I have a good friend, Quizzy. I would love to just experience his life, just to see what it was like for him to live his life. Or, and maybe in your case, like, let's say you wanted to experience what it was like living as Sianna. I just think it'd be interesting to be someone else, if only for a day, just to see what it's like to live someone else's life. I don't know why that is just so interesting to me, but
No, that's super fair. And that's kind of why so many people do gravitate towards escapist media, is because it allows you to have that, especially good escapist media. It allows you to sort of to escape one's own life and live in someone else's shoes. And if it's a good piece of media, it'll feel vibrant and alive, and you'll feel what the character feels if you let yourself, and you'll be free in a sense to have that kind of experience.
Yeah.
And
I mean, a great example of an anime that does this that recently came out, it's called Death Mount Death Play.
oh, I watched the first episode to that.
I will say, first episode was a bit meh. It actually gets much cooler as the story goes on. I just watched, like, I'm all caught up on, I'm only up on episode 11. It's a really good show. And it's all about, it's a reverse isekai. A guy in a fantasy world now is living this other guy's life. And we slowly, throughout the course story, get to find out why did this, because he gets reincarnated as a guy who was already dead. And he comes, or like literally just died. The guy just died. And now he gets to find out, and he slowly unravels, why was someone trying to kill this guy that he's now reincarnated in. And the original guy he reincarnated, the soul of the person he reincarnated into, he kept the soul and put it inside a little plush toy, so he can still speak to the soul that used to be in the body he now inhabits. It's a really, really interesting story about a guy living someone else's life and learning what that's like. If in a different world. I don't know why that's so interesting to me. I guess for me, I've always been an empathetic person, not sympathetic. I don't give a rat's ass about sympathy most of the time. I mean, yeah, a lot of time I use sympathy as a way to be like, oh, I know that feeling, and that. But I honestly much prefer empathy and being like, all right, let me imagine what that's like from your standpoint. Let me put myself in your shoes.
No, I get what you're saying with that. I absolutely yeah. Yeah. And I think it's like true to some degree. That it's like the type of, like, it's like, why are people drawn to certain media? It's because it's the world they want to live in.
Oh yeah.
Like I don't have any draw towards like a dramatic action-packed life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't find myself watching a lot of shonen just because it's not where I find myself like imagining myself happy.
You want to know what anime world I want to live in? Like, it hasn't changed. Like, it's no longer my top. It's no longer probably my top 10 favorite anime. But just off its world alone, the one I'd love to live in is No Game No Life.
Interesting choice.
The reason why is because murder and theft and all crime are prohibited by God himself. It's like, it sounds like you'll be smited if you attempt to do so. You physically cannot do it. Every conflict in the world must be solved through games. And you can cheat as long as you don't get caught cheating. But it's this really interesting idea of a world where a lot of the evil that exists in our world is impossible.
Mm-hmm.
And something about that, and also ruled by games where there's frickin' fox girls, I'm in.
God, I can't think of any shows that I'd rather live in than like
Pokemon.
I don't know. I like my current life. That's the weird thing. I think that's why I'm kind of drawn to slice of life shows, or shows that more explore, that are more character studies. Because I like exploring other people, but like I'm perfectly content in my everyday.
Oh
To
yeah.
be with, but yeah, that's just because I live in a house with my best friends and get to write.
That's
Good life.
very fair. It's one of those reasons, honestly. I really do want to move in with some like my main VTuber friends, like get a VTuber
I
group.
recommend it, my bro.
I think it'd be a really good way for us to make content together and have a good time and support each other.
Oh yeah, it's a blast. Like just being able to like chill in the living room, and then Romeo walks by and we do a dumb little bit together, or like me and Amity will like we'll watch a bunch of shows. Okay, you know what, Sabero? I would rather live in a world of Keijo.
I laughed at
made
that. I laughed at that.
real good point. I wish Keijo was real. I'd watch out of that. That would be great. Okay,
You want to watch women slam their busts and butts together?
It's athleticism. I'm a fan of sports.
I'm not. I don't. Dude, I cannot stand sports.
That's fair. I get it. It took me a while personally to like sports. But like, I don't know. Okay, can I share something? Can I share something?
Go right ahead.
Yeah. I still sometimes watch Rick and Morty. Don't necessarily love where it is lately, but I still sometimes watch it. And they had that one episode that was like super meta, right?
I've not watched I think the episode I stopped at was the one where Morty is about to ask this dog guy for help in a portal to move stuff. And the reason I'm hesitant to watch is because I already know that portal accelerates time. And so when he goes back in, his family is going to be dead.
Yep. That was a funny. I like the B plot to that one. But anyways, they're doing a meta episode, and they have a character who's like a story concept. Like he's the idea of a retcon. So anything he says has always been. That's fun.
Oh yes, I've seen that on YouTube clips.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, he's trapped in a cage of sports. Because sports are the opposite of story, and I couldn't disagree more. Like I just can't disagree more. If you pay attention to the history of sports, there's a story there. There's beautiful stories there. Like the channel that got me into sports, and I'd recommend to literally everyone watching, is John Boys does these beautiful documentaries / video essays. And the one that always like sits with me, that like has stuck in my mind for all this time, is the one he did on, was it Lonnie? Okay. It's called Pretty Good. John Boys. And like any one of them will be a good time.
Gotcha.
Lonnie Smith. The story of Lonnie Smith is genuinely beautiful. He was a baseball player who was underrated in his time, became a drug addict, and then got in fights with his own management and was underrated by his management, went into the lower leagues and basically was written off by society, and then fought his way back up, back to his old spot where he met the management that had treated him so poorly. And he hugged them. He forgave them.
Wow.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful story. And like, you look at that, you look at Kudai Sung, you look at the stories that exist within sports.
You know, here's the thing. I mean, sports, that sports isn't a story. I can see that but that's if you're just talking about the sport itself and what's happening in the. Then again, even then, technically, what's happening in a game is a story itself. Just it's all being written. It's like who's gonna win this game. Mm-hmm. That is the story.
What it means to the city it's from. Like,
no, that is
Cleveland
definitely a story.
Ever wins a single sport, that needs to be made into a movie.
I mean, I will say, the one sport recently I've developed more respect for, and because for the longest time I thought it was fake, and that's boxing. And the reason, and I've always thought boxing is fake because I'm pretty sure wrestling is fake, if I'm not mistaken, or
Well, I
is it
mean,
WWE?
wrestling, yeah, WWE is like I don't know, saying it's fake is like saying theater's
It's
fake.
staged.
Yeah, it's dramatic.
Yeah,
athleticism.
but the reason why I've developed the liking of boxing is because Ludwig recently held a chess boxing event.
Love Ludwig.
Which was so entertaining. I got so hyped watching that. Both the smash boxing at the start and everything else. So damn.
And that's the thing. If you're invested in the people behind it, stories develop. There's underdogs. There's heels. There's faces. There's all these roles that people slide into as the story develops. And there's a story like that in every sport. And like, yeah, it's just a story that's really heavy on audience investment and care. So if you don't care about the sport, you're just watching people run around a field. But if you care, it's one of the most, like, it can be an incredibly emotional journey. But people care more about a lot of people care more about their local football team than they do about an Oscar film. And that's not like a statement that's like, oh, that's so sad. It means there's something there. It means there's something we should look to. There's an old quote, sorry to sort of rant here, by Werner Herzog, I do believe, who said that we should, this was when wrestling was really big in the 90s, who said we shouldn't avert our eyes from wrestling. Because a lot of artists were like talking on it and looking down on it. We should look at it and see what we can learn from it, because it's clearly doing something for people that nothing else is doing. And it's true.
You know what? One thing, like, in speaking of rants, I'm about to go on a pretty big one. A big thing for me that I've recently been struggling with mentally is that I'm trying to accept the fact that I'm never going to be able to do everything I want to do in this world. I'm never going to be able to experience everything I want to experience. Both, and that just goes for things that I can work on and things I can't. Like, you know, in my lifetime, I don't know if I'll ever get to experience what it's like, let's say, inventing or working in a scientific field. I'm never going to experience being a surgeon. I'm never going to experience doing this. That's some of the bigger things. So, which is, again, why I was like, I like the idea of living someone else's life, even if only for a day, to see what it's like. Because it's like, in my lifetime, I'm never going to accomplish everything I set out to do. I'm never going to make all the music I want to make. I'm never going to write all the YouTube videos I want to write that are scripted. I'm never going to finish writing the books I want to write. I'm never going to, because time just keeps on moving, and it's eventually one day I will fade into nothing, and I will not have left a lot of things behind. I think my biggest regret by the end of my life is that I just wasn't able to do more with my life.
That's such a genuinely fair and I think like near universal feeling. Wouldn't know it. I'm an immortal monster. No, but I do get it, and it I think it's something everyone kind of struggles with, and the way that I think one can deal with it is because the depth. How do I put this? A lot of times people talk about life like a tree, where it branches, and those are the paths one could take. And as you climb up, you see less and less branches spiraling off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't know if I necessarily like that, because there's an infinite depth in every single one of those pathways one can take. Let's say you get really into baking. Let's say that's your path in life. You become a baker. Well, you can learn. The amount of time one could spend learning to make macarons alone is infinite, and there's infinite joy and pleasure in it. There's so many ways to experiment and deepen your understanding. Everything is so infinite in terms of life. We do not have enough life to fit everything in, plain and simple. That is the deep tragedy. But there's infinities within the infinities. And I think people feel like the world is getting smaller as they get older and their options are getting less. But that's not true. Because you're just getting more detailed. You're getting more and more into a detail, like an infinite spiraling fractal rather than just a branch of a tree.
Yeah. It's one of those things. It's like you got to do what you can with your life and enjoy what you have, because you never know when either something you're enjoying will be gone or when you yourself will be gone.
It's true.
You have to make the most of your time. Like, even for an immortal being as itself, you never know when your existence will just
I
cease.
can be killed. They can kill me. I don't age, but goddamn, they can cut my head off.
Or just one day you just like randomly could disappear. I mean, you popped into existence. What's there to say you can't just pop out?
I think about that a lot. Don't bring that up. That's a horrifying thought. I'm already invisible. I'm like so close.
The more I want to know, it's even more horrifying, and I mean, it's been shown in shows. It's the idea about, imagine you don't disappear, but one day you wake up and everyone forgot you exist and they just can't see you. Like, even if you, like, it's even to the point, like, it's like you're more of a ghost than Amity. Like, it's the point where it's like you literally cannot interact with anybody, but people are living their life.
You're just a phantom.
But nobody remembers you. Or in some cases, say you could interact with people, but no one knows who you are. It's like
it's a wonderful lifestyle.
Yeah, or it's like you've been erased from existence. You're the memory of you, so no one knows who is Caecus Griffin.
Now that's horrifying.
That is a horrifying thought. It's like, because I think something all humans want to do, myself included, we want to leave something behind of ourselves to let the world know we existed.
Yeah. It's true. Ozymandias and all that, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, I want someone to remember me, even if I'm not going to be some big famous, person. I want to be.
You want to be remembered.
Yeah.
You want your what is that? There's the 3 deaths, right?
What are the 3 deaths?
The first is when you physically die. The second is when the last person who knows you, who knew you personally, I might be wrong, but I think it's this. The second is when it's the last person who knows you dies, who knew you personally. And the third is the last time your name is spoken.
Yep.
Yeah. I think that third death haunts people more than anything.
It's hard, Life is scary, dude.
Deeply.
You can also have existential crisis all the time. I feel like that's what we're kind of doing right now on this podcast, this talk show.
It's true. We've somehow drifted to this. But I don't know. I think like there's okay, speaking of like existential and nihilism, like, we're all void and we'll return to void. I've been fascinated. I've been fascinated recently by how much media has been like rejecting that.
That we're just that nothing exists.
No, that nothing matters, so everything's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
Like everything everywhere all at once is like a brilliant one of this, but it's a sentiment that's growing more and more popular in media. And I think it's going to be one of the defining sentiments of the 2020 media boom.
Yeah.
So if you want a popular story, write something about how nothing matters and therefore you can be happy.
No, I mean, it kind of makes me think that isekai has changed over the years, where it used to be, I want to go home. Nowadays, isekai are written, I don't want to go home.
Nowadays, isekai are written where it's like, home, don't know her.
Yeah, home is like,
never
like,
heard of her.
Yeah, it's like, we don't care about home. I will say, I think one show that kind of tackles the whole isekai genre, and then it's like, because have you ever watched ReZero?
I have. It wasn't for me, just because like coming at the same time
seasons?
As no, just a little bit.
Am I allowed to spoil a little bit?
Yeah, go off, King.
So we learned that Subaru had a very loving family, very loving mom and dad, who he realizes that because he's in this new world, he will never get to tell them, thank you for raising me. He'll never get to have a relationship with them again. he'll never see his family again, and he comes to realize this, which is something that he starts crying over. And another thing that really hits home and hits hard is the fact that you get to realize, like, he was embarrassed to be their kid. He thought, because his dad was like a really well-known like executive or something, and his dad loved him, desperately loved him. Like, his family was so kind to him, but I think he had like an incident where he got made fun of in school and stuff like that, or like he didn't really want to leave the house because he couldn't live up to their expectations, and so he was disappointed with himself. And so what happened is that he's in this trial, a spiritual trial that makes him relive those moments. And the trial gives him a moment to sit down with his mom and dad. And he gets to sit down and talk to his dad about how he's sorry for not living up to his expectations. And his dad's like, you're my son. You don't have to live up to my expectations. You live your own life. It hits hard. And I think it's one of the most beautiful moments I've seen in anime. Genuinely.
Oh, that's so fair. Yeah, I've been wanting to watch Re:Zero. I've just put it off.
I highly recommend getting back into it, especially if you watch season 2. It hits hard. It is so good. Honestly,
I'll check it out. That honestly, the fact that they talk about the real life and we deal with the sort of trauma of that. That's actually been one of the things I hate most about isekais. Is the fact that it's like, yeah, no, I'm kind of fine with my old life just being gone because it sucked, and I'm like, this so much potential from a raw writing standpoint.
I mean, another one, Mashoko Tensei, kind of does something Re:Zero does. It tackles how the main character, he had a shitty freaking life IRL, and he keeps thinking back that, and he's still a shitty person in most of the story, you know, being like reincarnated. He's still a big pervert. He's not the nicest guy. One.
I've heard mixed things. Like, I've heard some people say it's amazing, and some people say it's the worst thing. I've heard only both extremes.
I think that it's written in a way you're supposed to hate the main character at first to watch him grow and have a character arc, because he does. He lived a shitty life. And I mean, literally, there's a whole moment in like the first few episodes where he's scared to leave his house, and his teacher has to drag him out, put him on a horse, and have him ride around the village he lives in, because he's never visited his village because he was scared that he'd be ridiculed just like in his old life. And it's like, it just hits home. There's moments like that throughout the whole story, which is like he's trying to realize he's not living the same life, and because he's traumatized. And it's like, I don't know, I think animes, I just love fiction in general. Like I don't care, like, nonfiction's beautiful, don't get me wrong, there's some really good nonfiction stories, but fiction is one of those things you can get lost in and get so emotional about.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And it's nonfiction's harder to do that with. So you see it a lot less often. Not harder for the watcher or the reader, but for the writer, because like very rarely does real life fit so neatly into a story.
Dude, if you've ever read Warrior Cat series, when Firestar died, I broke into tears.
Warrior Cats. I was a Guardians of Gahul.
Gotcha.
There were two types of people, you know?
Well, I think there's also Survivors, which was the dog spinoff of Warriors.
They're not real. Those are fictional people.
Well, fictional cats and fictional dogs.
No. I mean, people who read that book.
Yeah,
are not real. They're like a hypothetical third team.
Yeah,
it's like, oh god, I want to make a Pokemon Go joke. What? It's like Instinct. No one actually joined Instinct.
Oh man, it's like, yeah, no, freaking. But it's like, it's just stories in general can make you feel such strong emotion, and
it's true.
I love getting lost in these stories. It's like I like trash shows, but nothing beats sitting down and, as a guy especially, you know, growing up, people are like, you got to be strong, you can't be that emotional. There's something so amazing. I'm a very emotional guy. I'm not afraid to say that.
No.
I'm very emotional.
I cry like way too much when I watch shows. Like, it doesn't even have to be sad. If I'm just like, if a scene is just really well done and the music hits right,
I can cry over just a song, a music video. Like, oh my god. Dude, there's a music video, like there's a song actually, like, that I know that makes me cry all the time. I will say this: I'm not a very religious person myself. I'm not. I do like, but I still love Christian music and all that. I love it a lot.
Mhm.
And there's a song called "Don't Take the Girl," and it's a song that starts out. The song starts out the kid is like to begging his dad, "Don't take the girl with us fishing. She's gonna ruin everything. I want to take one of my friends. Just don't take her. Don't take the girl." It goes by, and then then after the chorus plays, the next verse plays, and the next verse talks about, okay, it's years later. He just went to go see. He's with that same girl, but he just went to go see a movie with her because they're dating now. And
Aw.
then suddenly now they're getting mugged in the back alley. So he's like, take my wallet, take everything I own, take every bit of money, even take my
Aw.
life. Just
I
don't
see where
take the
this is going.
girl.
Yeah.
And the very end, the very last verse, of course, talk about how the girl is giving birth to a kid, and the doctors come by and tell him, we can save the kid, but your wife is dying.
Oh.
And so he gets down on his knees and he's praying to God, saying, please take my life, don't take hers, don't take the girl. And the very last thing you hear is just like, it's like, I believe it implies that he's named his son after him. So it's like when Johnny was 8 years old, so it's like a cycle. So it's like now his son is who named Johnny or whatever. It's like, it's just this really emotional story that just makes me cry every time, because it's like,
no, I get that.
Because it's like you're helpless. Like at that point, you're helpless. There's nothing you can do to save your wife. So even if you're not, even for me, someone who's not religious, that's something I'd probably do, is get down on my knees and beg to a higher power. Be like, save her, please.
Yeah, man, I cry every single time I listen to Blonde. You kidding me?
It's just like, just there's so like, emotion is those things that I feel like if we didn't have, we would. I don't know. I just like, emotion is something so vital to humans, and humans aren't the only ones who feel it too. I mean, there's evidence of it.
Do.
Yeah, there's elephants will remember. Elephants
Trees
remember.
feel it.
Like, there's literally a story about how a zookeeper was like took after elephants, and when he passed away, and they had to, like, the elephants traveled, like they escaped and they traveled halfway across the country or something, just to go to his grave and pay their respects.
It's true, and like I think like anyone who's ever owned a pet knows that other creatures feel love. It's true. It's true.
Why do you think
even
cats will snuggle up to you and show love?
Ever since Sianna's been on vacation, she's been out of the house, right?
Yeah.
And Stinky, her cat, I'll be chilling on the couch because I work at home, so like sometimes I'll just be a lot of time home alone. He's usually pretty distant, but he's been sleeping on top of my chest lately.
My brother's cat does that.
And it's like, and I know he's only doing it because of how much he misses Sianna.
Aw, yeah, no, our kitten's like that. Like, our kitten will, she doesn't really like to be pet very much, but the moment my mom's not home, she starts to be a little bit more, like, she's still a scaredy cat because she used to be a feral. Like, we took her in, like very, very young, like, definitely less than 2 months, I feel like. She was very, very young kitten when we took her in, but she was still, a feral, so her first experience with the humans was being picked up, so she hates being picked up.
Oh, yeah.
And so she hates being picked up, so she's very scared of hands, but she does like being pet sometimes. She gets a lot more affection, though my mom hasn't been home for like a day or two. She's like, then at night, she'll be very cuddly with you, and although she won't actually sit next to you. I love my cat, though, because my cat has, for years, always let me use him as a pillow to sleep on at night. I love my cat.
I had a cat that once did that. It stopped one day because we got a dog.
Oh man, it's like, pets do have love and emotion, and emotion's just a beautiful thing. I mean, it's like, without emotion, I don't know where humans would be. We'd just be robots and unfeeling.
That's the thing about like working in art is that's the core of it all. And that's why I say, like, to circle back to something we talked about near at the very beginning, that's part of your artistic self-care, is understanding your own emotions and the emotions of those around you. To be a creator, you are reliant on that connection, on that emotional connection. Like,
if you need a break, take a break.
Yeah, take a break and connect with people. Talk to people. Talk to your loved ones. Talk to your internet friends. Talk to whoever will listen and have a real conversation. because that's where your inspiration truly does come from. It comes from others. I promise you it does. Even if you don't think it does yet, it does. It comes from the world. So the two most important parts of being an artist are touching grass and getting a hug.
Oh yeah. I mean, like, a great example for me, I don't care what the viewers like. There's a reason why why when I was doing this on Twitch, I turned off the alerts and all that, because I'm not here to make money off my talk show. I'm not here, like, I know I make a lot of money when people play sound alerts, because people, like, I have someone like me who was donating a lot of money for sound alerts. Like, he would donate like $20-$30 at any time I'd stream if I had sound alerts on. But I don't like to have that on for my talk show, and since I was doing that more often, he was getting annoyed because he couldn't donate anything. But it's like, I do this not to make money. I do this because I'm here for the conversation, whether that's with the chat who's participating or with my guests or guests themselves.
And there is a place for like
this.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
There is a place for that for some creators, like, absolutely, but it's a very case by case basis. I don't think a sweeping statement could be made either way. Like Zentreya.
Yeah.
I can't imagine her without her chat.
Oh, exactly.
That's a symbiotic relationship. But at the same but it's just a very case by case basis based on the streamer.
Yeah. Which is also one of those parts that kind of sucks about me being inconsistent, because part of me wants a symbiotic relationship. I want to be the butt of the joke that chat can make a joke and use, and I can just, like, basically, I want to be the medium that my chat being the actual most entertaining person in the room. Like, have them be like make a joke off the janitor, or they're making up their own story, and I'm just like reacting like, what the hell are you guys talking about? But also another part of me wants to be able to sit down and have a talk show like this and have my chat do what they're doing now whenever they.
Lots of creators have done that too.
Like, I feel like it's hard to get a chat who wants to do both, who's like energetic but also chill.
Iron Mouse pulls it off for sure.
She definitely does. Okay, that's actually a very good one.
I would say Kiara does as well.
Yeah, no, I can see that.
It's just about, like, establishing the vibe, and honestly, the trick. you want the trick?
What's the trick?
Change your BGM.
That makes
sense.
Use
a different BGM in each stream.
Yeah.
Subconscious thing, but it works.
Oh yeah, because here's the thing. If I was I do want to get really, like, if there's a game that I'm down to become really well known while streaming, it'd probably be Shadows of Doubt, or at least I don't know if I'll stream it that often anymore, because I've already beaten the game pretty much. I've done everything I can in the game. That's why I want to make scripted content, because I know the game well enough that I want to help people play the game and show off its good sides.
Well, I'll be watching for that.
Yeah, I want to make at least 2 videos. I just can't decide which one to make first. The 15 tips I could get out within like 2 days. Like,
do that.
Like, but the only thing is, if I do that, I feel like I should make an introduction video. I'd be like, hey, do you not know what Shadows of Doubt is? This is what this game is.
I get that.
Which is why it's I could easily make the 15 tips, but it's a lot harder to make this is what this game is about. Let me tell you about it.
Have you considered, like, the one thing I always advise when artists find themselves at a standstill like that is make something, anything, and it'll break you through.
Yeah.
So, like, have you just, like, maybe you could do like a short on it? Have you seen those, like, Shadows of Doubt in like 50 seconds or less? Go.
I very well could. I could do that. Like, I thought about it. The thing is, I want to, like, and I very well could do all 3. I could make 15 tips, I could make a YouTube short, and I could make a video essay on Shadows of Doubt. And, like, that's what I was saying earlier. I could do all of those. It'd be very inconsistent in terms of the quality and what, like, how the video's themed and tone, the tone of each video. But it's again experimentation with the content I want to make. It's just a matter of trying to figure out which one I should make first. Is like the big question, because while I could very easily make the 15 tips in the YouTube short, like, the in-depth video essay does take longer. And I also, as to say, I'm also trying to hire editors to help me edit my talk show and also edit myself, because I can't afford right now. Because here's the thing. The only reason I'm trying to make money off Twitch and YouTube or just streaming, only reason I want to make money is to pay editors. That way I can make more content for my community.
Fair.
That's it. That's all. If anyone's gonna send me money, that's all I want money for, is to send it to people to edit, so I can make them more entertaining content than just me sitting on stream. Because I think, honestly, I shine better when my content is edited. I think that.
Oh, and
what were we gonna say?
I was like, and probably also so you can spend more time doing it.
Exactly. And so I also have time to spend other things because I've been saying for months that I've been trying to start up some game shows. I want to start these game shows, and it's just a lot of work. And and comparing that with the fact I'm writing music, I'm editing videos, I'm trying to keep in contact with friends and also set up guests for my talk show. Like I have you this week, and I have 2 other people this week as well. Someone on, I believe, Saturday and someone on Sunday. Well, actually, wait, that person said they can't do this Sunday. So 2 people this week. But
Oh yeah, and sorry for canceling last time. I
don't
totally forgot
worry.
to say that.
Don't worry.
It's just an emergency came up. I felt so bad.
No problem. I think next one, I want to talk to Amity. She seems like she's really cool.
Oh, she's a blast.
And
she's
then
a blast.
I might do Romeo right after because I think out of everyone, I think that the ones who've interacted with me most, you've probably been the one the most interactive. I think Sianna has been busy. That's why she's not been that much, which not on her. I feel bad that I've not chatted with her more. I'm so excited. I've been putting so much work into editing the video of her because I will say this.
I'm so hyped to see it.
The one thing I will say, okay, how do I say this? Sianna's the first person I've worked with who actually has lore. Let's say that. That's the best way I could say this. She's the first person I've been able to play around with our conversation. Which was a new experience for me because before that, because I will say this, a lot of VTubers are just themselves on the internet. That's all I'm gonna say because I don't want to say anything I'm not supposed to. So that's what I'm trying to say. Is there's a lot of VTubers are just being themselves.
Oh yeah, I know what that's like.
And that's why it's fun to have someone who brings a little bit more to the table, like Sianna.
Well, what I can say is, I find there's 2 extremes. There's either just chillin', or there's an 8-page lore document.
Yeah. Okay, I will say that when it gets that far, it can be a bit annoying. Like
Oh yeah.
Like there are people. Okay, there are people in the VTuber community that exist who literally are their character on and off stream. They cannot be anyone but they're like I am River Melamamu, something like that's their name. And it's like I am an ocean goddess, and it's like you talk to them off stream in a Discord call. They're like, oh yes, when I was a young ocean goddess. It's like, but you do know we're alone, right? I don't know. It's just like there's certain people.
No, I get that. I get that.
But I just realized I went off on a whole tangent when I was originally going to try. The reason I brought up Shadows of Doubt again was I was going to say there's like because we were talking about music. You were saying play a different BGM. I could play either like a detective, like smooth jazz while playing Shadows of Doubt, and that's one tone. Or I could play freaking dubstep. And all of a sudden, that's a way different feel for solving cases. I could just be throwing dumpsters at like trash cans at people, knock them out, because you can do that in the game. And having dubstep behind that, you just go insane. Like there's so many different ways you can make content.
It's true, and the best what I kind of do is like I have my mainstream BGM, which is like I'm gaming, I'm doing a game, or Azatsu. Getting normal KC here, guys. And then I have the circus BGM, which I play for very special occasions, like my anime review stream, or my based or cringe stream. And it just like it also is really fun for chat because the loading screen goes away and they hear the music before they even hear you speak sometimes, and they're like, oh, this is what we're getting today. Oh, let's go.
It's so good.
And yeah, it's more like genre is what I would say. Like, so it's like you have your like talk show or your low chat interaction BGM, and then you have your like more like, hey, throw stuff at me and call me a dummy BGM.
If Yokast wants me to try, like, honestly, I would be hella down to do a collab with the Yokast and try and write a song with you guys. I think that'd be hella
such
fun.
A blast.
I think because here's the thing, I love writing instrumentals. I don't like singing my own lyrics, if that makes sense.
Oh, we got singers.
That's changed lately, but I would honestly love to do a collab and help you guys. If you guys like want me to make like I don't know, I think that'd be fun to have like a collab with the Yokast members and write a song that maybe every time one of you guys start singing, the genre changes.
That'd be a blast.
Or maybe
Have
not
you
so much the
actually have you
drama.
checked out our trailer?
I have not. I need to.
Gotta check that out, man.
I mainly, again, I will say this because I don't. If there's one downside, there's a reason why I don't think agencies would like me very much if I was like a member of one, because I don't do much research before I invite someone on the talk show. I don't really research the drama they've been involved in or any of that stuff. I don't, because to me, I guess I don't care about learning what a person has done unless it's from their own mouth and they're telling me about it.
No, that's so fair.
Because there's something. Because here's the thing: I like watching what my friends have made. I just have a short attention span, but that's why it's so much more meaningful to me when a friend is telling me how passionate they are about something they've made or what they've done. Like if you've had a live stream, let's say, that you're like, that's like your anime review, like you're like, I loved it. Like I love hearing that. I love hearing what people are passionate about more so than anything they've done. Because for me, I don't care if people are involved in drama as long as if they're a kind person to me, I'll sit down and have a conversation. It's like drama sucks. Everyone hates drama, dude.
Improv Bandcamp.
Improv Bandcamp,
Yeah,
let's
no.
go.
Yeah, personally not a fan of it. I haven't gotten involved with none of it. Which has been...
I sadly got involved with somebody.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I had to basically expose a bunch of evidence about somebody because like 30 people had come forth to me because there was a time I got into news-based content. I still feel like I should get back into it because people keep telling me I was really good at it. But they wanted me to talk about this because they wanted more people to know. And while yes, it did grow my channel, I don't want to be a drama channel. It's like I just want to, if someone is being a douchebag in the VTuber community though, I'm willing, and it's like I'm willing to call them out, be like, listen.
I get that. I'm 1,000 feet away from it at all times. Hi, I'm a fun, happy streamer. Nothing goes wrong here.
That's not honestly. That's a smart thing. There's a reason I've not been making news-based content because I got sick of it. I got sick of all the drama being added on Twitter all the goddamn time by people being like, it's not fun being roped into that. Like,
no,
it's not
because it rots
like.
you.
It does. It does rot you. It's like I much prefer being the guy that's like, if there's anything, I'm so glad I started doing this talk show because for the longest time I want to do interviews. I thought like people kept telling me you have a good voice for interviews. You're very fun to talk to, and I mean literally after my 3rd episode of this talk show, I just ditched a script. I used to write down a bunch of questions like I should ask this person this, and this. I stopped doing that. And all of a sudden, my talk show became 10 times more fun for me because it was just like, all right, let's have a natural conversation, Like, I could hear you mention, Amity's, like, most embarrassing story. And I'm like, wait, hold on. We got to stop the whole conversation. What is Amity so embarrassed about? Like, literally.
Everything, all the time.
It is so fun to do that on this talk show. Just
constantly fucking up.
If she's still here, she's going to want to beat me.
Oh, yeah. No, I'll tell her I said that if she's not.
Man.
Bite me, ghosty.
And for me, I'm not gonna care how big anyone is on this talk show. I literally had someone message me like, "What does it take to be on your talk show?" I told them I just prefer people if they're a VTuber to have their model rigged, if they're show their face to have a green screen, or at least at minimum have a Fujitech thing that can reactively move. Like I wanted.
You've had flesh tubers on this.
Not well before it became a talk show. Yes, before I had the stage and everything. I want to have more. There are some people who have expressed their desire to be on. It's just I don't have the assets to get them on without looking a bit derpy.
No, that's so fair.
Because once I got this stage, it made it look a lot more professional.
It's true. Looks nice. I like the lights.
Thank you very much. Again, like shout out to person. I need to. You know what? I'm gonna start. I'm gonna add him to the credits in the YouTube description from this point forward. From this point forward, I'm adding him to the list because I should be crediting him, and also should be crediting my model author, even though I credit him on Twitter. Because this studio is one of the best things I've gotten from as a content creator. Like I think it made my talk show look a lot more professional, and I like that.
Love the solar punk vibes.
Yeah, for me, okay. My favorite aesthetic has always been it's futuristic. Like, there's a lot of clean, like a lot of metal, like maybe a bit of concrete. It looks futuristic, but there's also a lot of greenery. So it looks like we've not only are harnessing like the best technology has to offer.
Yeah, solar punk.
But we're living along with nature. Is that what it's called? Solar punk?
Yeah, look it up. It sometimes can look a little more dilapidated than clean, but
let me type this up.
I would say solar punk would fit into that.
Solar punk. Oh, yeah, no, like, yeah, solar punk is a great example of that. Like, green, but futuristic. Like, basically how I describe it is a utopia. Like, I love that
Solarpunk has a lot of, like, utopian themes in its genre.
And that's even applies to fantasy, so it's not so much utopia, but, like, steampunk, but still green. So it's like you got a lot of clock towers and, like, Victorian-style railings and all that. Maybe airships, but there's still a lot of green all over the place. Like, parks, trees, bushes, hedges. I love the look of nature, even though I don't go out much and go out in the actual nature. But I love nature's beauty.
But it's pretty to look at through a window, ain't it?
Yeah. I don't know.
No, I get that. My whole life has been trying to find work that I can do living in a cabin in the woods.
Oh my god, yeah.
Pretty view of the mountains.
Imagine a cabin in the woods, but you also have a lake behind, so you can go fishing on your dock.
Exactly.
You want.
When like you're in the mountains and the trees rise just above the porch because you're on the side of a cliff or a hill.
But you still have good internet.
Yeah, but you still got like that. You still got gigabyte, baby.
Honestly, what's sad is, despite how expensive it is to live in a cabin in the woods, I think the most unrealistic thing, most unreasonable like fantasy you can have about living in the woods is having good internet. Because you can't.
God,
you cannot have good internet and live in a beautiful place like that at the same time. It's pick one or the other.
It's true. Until they get those like a proper full satellite network, which is a nightmare that I cannot fathom. Yeah.
Like, oh my
God. Have you seen those satellites go over you? Have you ever seen it?
No, I have not actually.
It's horrifying.
Is it seeing a freaking satellite going overhead?
No, like just a string of them, like a straight line. Them placed so close together, they pass over like a band across the sky.
That might actually be because they're moving so fast. It looks like one's blending together.
They don't look quite like they're blending together, but they do move like a string of beads.
Gotcha. Because I like honestly, I don't think people realize how fast the Earth is spinning.
Oh, so fast.
Because isn't it spinning like how? Like I believe
34,000 kilometers an hour.
Yeah, the thing is, that makes me wonder, how is the sun staying put in the sky if we're spinning that fast? Is it because we're spinning so fast it looks like the sun's not moving?
Sorry, 1,000 miles per hour.
Yeah, how fast is the Earth spinning? 1,000 miles per hour, which is insane to me, because I feel like you would see the sun move down a lot faster if that was the case, but it might be just because
because we're going through space at a similar speed.
Yeah.
Like we're revolving around the sun. Like think of it like yeah. It's a similar. They're sort of offsetting each other closely.
Definitely. Yeah, no, absolutely. Oh my god, yeah. And I'm sorry, just to go back a bit, like again, when it comes to because we were talking about, viewership on Twitch versus YouTube, it's like I feel like with YouTube, the sad fact is viewership will always be less on here than it ever will be on Twitch. That will always be the case. The only thing I'll say, stream on the platform you want to stream on. That's the most important thing. If you want to stream on YouTube, stream on YouTube. Like again, it shouldn't matter viewership, because here's the thing: what you should be wanting to do as a content creator. If you're gonna stream, the point of streaming should be if you're trying to build a community, should be to build a community who's there for you, not the platform you're on.
Absolutely.
And if they are only there because you are on Twitch, where they can do what they can on Twitch, you got to find other people in the community, because YouTube, here's the biggest thing to me. I've never understood the difference, because the only thing that YouTube is lacking is like channel points, and if you're not monetized, emotes. But if you're monetized, you do have emotes. Other than that, you're not really missing much. It's pretty much the same UI. Roughly. I mean, the chat's kind of similar.
I find YouTube easier to use, personally. I like the analytics. The analytics are so
The analytics are better on YouTube. They are. You get to know what's working and what's not so much better on Twitch. On Twitch, it's hard to know what you're doing wrong.
And And it's I personally prefer YouTube, but it's very much a matter of taste, and there's no wrong choice. It's just where you want to be. It's what you want to do.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
it's like those old mid 2000s 90s shows. Be yourself.
Yeah. I think that from now on, I'm going to keep, like, even though it makes trying to get the VOD off YouTube like hell, I like
God,
that
it's worse.
It's so bad because downloading a VOD off YouTube it's both nearly impossible, and you either have to do some very back-end ways of doing it or very tedious ways.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a pain in the ass. The only reason I liked streaming my talk show more on YouTube, here's, like, I don't doubt I'd have a higher viewership streaming this on Twitch, but I like streaming on YouTube because it's just it's in one place. It's a staple of my content. And also I want people to watch the whole episode, not just the edited down episode. And so keeping on my main channel where people can just go, all right, let's go to his live tab. We can go watch the whole thing instead of sending them to a different YouTube channel.
No, that makes sense. VOD. Giving an easy access is so essential. Making things as easy as possible for people who are following you to follow you is essential.
Yep, and I mean, that's why, like, honestly, I think I've stumbled upon the best thumbnail style for this talk show. Is like, I'm really proud of the thumbnails I make for this talk show, and it's very simple. All I gotta do is change some text, add some gradients, and also make sure to change the VTuber model out for whoever's on the show. I put way more effort. In fact, I want to DM you. I'm not gonna show anyone else this, but I want to DM you a picture that I've made for the thumbnail of my edited down episode of Sianna. I'm gonna send you a thumbnail.
You always say Sianna, which always throws me for a minor
Sianna,
loop.
Isn't it?
It is Sianna.
I don't know why I say Sianna. I don't know why. It's Sianna. But that's the thumbnail I've made.
Did you play like a lot of StarCraft and whatnot?
No, I've not, actually.
Really?
So I don't know why I say Sianna. I don't know.
No, it's hilarious. It's fine. Oh, that's such a good one.
Yeah, I was like, that's a very
cute.
That is the style I'm trying to go for when I edit down a talk show episode, is something funny like that.
Oh, that's great. That's great. That's phenomenal.
Although I do have
can
one.
I send that to her?
I already sent it to her and she's liked it. I thought it was a really good one. I also have this for my Aussie special episode because I have 3 VTubers on.
Oh, and you're putting them all the Aussies together?
Yeah.
Good, group them together.
The big thing is,
real content.
I need to hire an editor to edit that for me because I just cannot find the time to edit that one myself.
I recommend just going to Twitter and not posting about it, because if you post about it, you'll get a shit ton of bots.
I've only found a couple of good ones, but in fact, I have one of the ones who said he can't work on it right now for me. Is so depressed because when he reached out to me. Because here's the thing, I did a very specific thing, and I know some artists would be like, "Oh, he's just trying to scam us out for free video clip." I posted a clip, and I'm like, can you edit like this? Are you able to edit? Like, I showed a video, and I was like, I'm looking for an editor who can edit like this with subtitles, zooms, and all that. And then and then I was like, also, here's a link to a Twitch clip I want you to edit for me. Just show me how you would edit my content. Because here's the thing. When I'm looking for an editor, I don't care how they edited other people's content. I'm sorry. I don't. I don't give a crap about your portfolio. I'm sorry to say. What I care most about, at least I don't when I'm once I decide to hire you. If I'm going to hire you, I want to test and see what you do with my content. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
And so what I did was I was like, hey, if you can edit this, I want to see what it looks like in your style. A couple people did, which I still need to email them back and say, thank you for doing this. I just don't think you're a good fit. I need to reply to some of them because some of them did actually follow through. But one of them who did was a editor that I still want to work with. His name is Nick, and he is I believe he's from the Philippines. I could be wrong. I think that's what his flag is. Don't butcher me if I got it wrong.
He'll be scanning this. So.
But he blew me away with his subtitling, his use of memes, his use of sound effects. I was like, I want him. I literally was like, this guy's good. His English may not be his first language, so subtitles are a bit rough, but he has what I'm looking for. And that's why it sucks, he's the third person who said he can't edit it because of time constraints. I'm just like,
that's right.
Because I'm almost done with the Sianna one, even though I'd really want someone else to finish it for me.
No, I get that. I get that. Editing is like such a time sink too. It's so brutal.
Because and here's the thing. I don't want to push out content every day like, say, Jacksepticeye was back when he started YouTube, like just grinding it out. For one, this isn't a full-time thing. I don't have, like, I work a full-time job. So, and I mean, literally this week, this is the first time I've streamed just this week, and it might be the only one till Saturday, unless I can find
No,
energy.
that's so fair.
I mean, I might stream. I'm supposed to stream Power Wash Simulator today, too. We'll see if that ends up happening, too.
I need to play those games like Power Wash Sim and like House Flipper.
I like playing it with a friend just because it's nice to sit down and chat with somebody while you do it. Like, honestly, I think that's where my content is drifting towards. Is I like content where I can chat with a friend, not just play by myself with my chat.
No, that's so fair.
Because I'm not a humorous person by myself. I do better playing off people, which is why I want a more entertaining chat. I want a chat who I can play off of, have them be the comedians and I'm the straight man.
I get that. I understand that absolutely. I'm my chat's clown, and they always clown on me.
Oh man, it's like I don't know. The worst part is that trying to do everything I'm doing is leaving me very little time to get closer to the people. Like honestly, Sianna was one of my favorite guests, especially after going through and editing this episode down. I feel like me and her had such a fun time, and I feel bad I've not done more with her. And
Yokast, don't worry, it's Yokast 2. We're still kind of like new. Does that make sense? So a lot of people like we end up very busy. Where it's like there's a lot of
so far the 2 members I've met, but everyone from Yokast I've met so far has been wonderful and amazing people.
Thank you. That's so kind.
Honestly, this episode might end up becoming one of my long ones again because when I have someone on here that I'm vibing with a lot, here's the thing. Like if my social anxiety bar has dropped, because there are episodes, like I had a Aussie VTuber on, and I literally told her after that I ended stream early because I was going through a social anxiety attack. There are times where I'm just don't have the energy to chat with somebody, and I need to end early. And then there are other times. So there's a chance this episode might be the 3rd time I go for 4 hours straight with somebody.
I don't know if I can actually do that long.
That's totally fair.
I'm so sorry.
Oh my god, it's just when I vibe with
I would
somebody.
love to, but I only ever like we were talking about being busy. I only ever like schedule like just around 2 to 3 for me a day for this kind of thing.
That makes sense.
Because like I have a lot of projects.
I totally get that. I totally get that.
No, I would love to. I mean, yeah, but we'll always have time for more collabs in the future too. Let's
definitely
not exhaust all of the goodness right now.
Oh, definitely not. I think one thing I'm tempted to do, I want to try, like, again, like, I have so many game show ideas. One of them I want to try is, like, pit Yokast against each other somehow. I feel like it'd be fun to put you all on a game show.
Not hard to do that.
Oh,
it's not hard to do that. To put 2 of us in a room, except there's a few where that's not true. Anyone and Romeo, he's such a delight.
Oh, man.
He's a good boy, and no one will ever go against him because he's a good boy. But any of the others, and yeah, we'll eat each other alive. I think it was So every now and then I talk about this on stream sometimes. Oh, hi Grim, nice seeing you.
Yep.
But I ego search myself. Do you ever do that?
Kinda. What do you mean by that?
You Google yourself.
I have, I guess, but why do you do it?
Because occasionally there's discussion of Yokast in weird places. Like I found a website where people were talking about us. And it's like a VTuber website. I talked about this on Shorts a bit. But someone was like, I guess someone pointed out in the thread, they're like, they live together. And someone's like, that makes sense because it's very obvious they know each other very well because you need to know someone very well to needle them that much.
Yeah. Itzy versus Casey, Amity versus Casey, Itzy and Sianna, the divorce.
Oh, is chat telling you all of them?
I guess, yeah.
I do like that Itzy versus Casey is first, Grim. You know the main war.
Oh man, it's like I also like. There's two things I want to do. I like having reoccurring guests on the show, so I love re-inviting people. But also, the second thing I want to do, I've been meaning to do this. It's just for me, I'm trying to find a time where I have energy to do this. It's also out of fear. The same fear and reason I don't do just chatting streams is that no one will show up. And the reason, and that is that one of the ideas I want to do that I'm scared that no one will show up for, I want to have an open lobby for any of my previous guests or people I've chatted with having on the show, where they could be like, hey, I want on the show. And so for up to 30 minutes, they could be on the show. But if someone else comes in and is like, I want to be on the show, they swap out. So it's like a rotating guests that I can have on.
Oh, that makes sense.
So that way it's like an it's like an open lobby, like open call, or I would call it open bar, but it's not an actual bar. So it's like,
ooh, but if you did have a bar,
yeah, if I did, but at that point I'd just be stealing Takahata's open bar that he does with
that's
VTubers,
true.
which is the big inspiration for that. It's like I want to have people on the show to chat with and like cycle them out, be like, okay, you can come on.
Speaking of Takahata, sorry, I didn't realize that man made in DBZ abridged
and Hellsing abridged.
Until just recently.
I found out like a month or two ago, and I was like, oh, that's so awesome.
That's so awesome.
I love like I only recently, like I think a year ago, watched Dragon Ball Abridged, and I binged the whole thing and loved it.
It's so good.
It is so good. It is probably the best form of Dragon Ball you can watch.
I don't want to agree with that. Because it's how I got into Dragon Ball, but I've developed a lot more respect for the series since, and like it has a lot of merit in its true form. A lot of merit.
Yeah.
But it's different and it's incredibly refreshing. And if you're in the mood for a comedy-driven series, it is one of the best comedy-driven web series ever made.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Definitely. Oh man, I don't know. Like I want, like there's so many things. Again, it goes back to the whole thing I brought up earlier. Like there's so many things I want to do. I just feel like I don't have the time for it all. And it's like
so fair.
It blows me away. Like I started doing this talk show again. Like I think I started this up in either January or February or maybe November. Actually, I want to say November. No, I don't actually know when the first episode of my talk show, when I started talking to VTubers specifically more frequently, but it's been months now, and it blows me away how many I've had on the show, especially like week by week, and it makes me just think like I want, like because I schedule this all the time, I haven't had time to really do the whole let's have multiple people on at a time very often.
But you'd like to do that with Yokast.
I'd like to with Yokast, or just in general with any guest. Like it'd be fun, like especially if I do like the open mic or like like let people come on. I mean, I'd be interesting. The only thing is like I don't want to have like be annoying and DM all the VTubers I've met.
I so know those vibes.
Just like,
yeah,
because I want them to feel like they are hopping on their own will and desire. And I would like to have some of my non-VTuber friends join. The only issue is I want to have people who actually have some OC of some kind. Because personally, there's a reason I've not invited very many PNG tubers, and that's just because I'd like there to be something moving on screen.
No, that's so fair, because it is a visual medium.
You
know what I mean? And it's like it's hard to like enjoy that if you're a cardboard cutout.
Yeah, and even though I know this is more like a talk show, but at the same time, I like there to be movement. It's just, I don't know.
No, that's so fair. That's so fair.
Oh, man. I'm very curious. Do you have any big plans for streams upcoming and things like that?
I'm working on my next masterpiece. It's taking a longer time than I wanted, but I may rush it forward a little bit. This week I'm kind of just doing collabs. I'm kind of just having fun with it this week. It's kind of like a no schedule, I'll update them when I update them kind of week for me. Which is a blast for me. And it's just taking it easy. I know this Saturday we're trying to do something with Amity, but that may get canceled. It would be me, Romeo, and Amity, so it might just be a me and Romy stream, which, you know, is going to be classic. That would be on his channel.
Part of me wishes I had like an agent or a manager just so I could have them help organize crap. So it's like, that way I don't have to export VODs off Twitch if I stream on Twitch.
Oh, yeah.
That way I don't have to make all my thumbnails. That way I don't have to make all my descriptions. That way I want to be able to defer the work so I can put more effort into what I do, have more time to, like, again, make music is another big thing I've been getting really heavily into recently. And I come back to Halo Tuesday, maybe.
We want to bring Halo Tuesday back. We want to bring it back, but we promised we wouldn't touch Halo again until we did the big stream.
Halo custom games are so fun.
We were doing, me and Romeo did, ever since debut, have on and off done something called Halo Tuesday, where we're playing through the entire Halo franchise. Well, that's a lie. 1 to Reach. 1, 2, 3 Reach. I guess ODST. No 4, no 5, no Infinite. Because I'm protesting them. I'm unhappy.
Yeah, 343's just not been handling Halo well at all.
It's not what I want from the franchise.
No, it's not. Especially, why did they let that horrible ass TV show out as well? Like,
oh god, it was so bad.
Dude, and oh my god, they could have just made the first game a movie and it would have been a hit. It would have been amazing. Just take the first game. They could have even used the scenes from they could have even used scenes from the book that was written before.
They could have just condensed it, done a 2-track storyline with Arbiter and Master Chief. Would have been, you know.
Oh my god, dude.
But yeah, but for Reach, what we want to do is do it in one session, one ultra long stream.
What difficulty though? What difficulty?
Oh, just like heroic.
Oh, okay. Let's say if you're doing legendary,
suicidal.
If you're doing legendary, no way you can do that one stream because it took me like 2 or 3 streams to beat that on legendary, and those are like 6 to 8 hour streams, maybe longer. Frickin'. But playing heroic, you could do like on 2-player, you could probably beat it in a day. It would just take like 8 to 12 hours probably.
That's what we're planning for, and like every time we'd beat a level, we'd do a slumber party activity, like order pizza or play like games.
Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea.
And we'll call it the Halo Sleepover.
That's not a bad plan at all.
Yeah, and that's what we want to do. Sort of an all-night Halo Tuesday send-off, you know?
That'd be good. I mean, you also could play, let's see. You could always play, what's Brainwork? Cursed Halo as well.
I've seen people playing Cursed Halo, but I have no idea what it is.
It's basically Halo 1, but modded. Like, there's a YouTuber who made a bunch of cursed mods on it.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So it's really fun. And it is 2-player. Although I've heard that some things are a bit more broken in co-op compared to playing it single player.
That's fair. Maybe we should be looking into that.
Yeah, that could be fun. I mean, it reminds me. Oh my god, before I became a VTuber, I was playing through Halo 1 and 2 with my friend Quizzy. We beat Halo 1 and 2. We still haven't tackled Halo 3, and I want to. I also want to take down the episodes I uploaded of me and him playing Halo 1 and add subtitles. Because the thing for me, I like subtitling my content, but sometimes I just get lazy to the point it's like, oh, I'm just not going to do subtitles so I can actually get content out. But I hate doing that. Because I think to me, adding subtitles just adds so much to when it comes to highlight content, like video.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And when
There's so much you can play with
it
there.
just makes me sad when I don't. I don't know why I like subtitles so much, but I think they add more than they subtract.
Well, subtitles were the heart of VTubers existing.
Pretty much.
This whole thing happened
because subtitling Japanese VTubers.
Well, Hololive specifically.
Yeah.
And this wouldn't exist without clippers and subtitlers. That's why it's like at the core of it. It's one of the most important parts. Yeah.
Oh man.
So of course you care.
Very much so. It's like, I don't know. I just wish that it was easier to make content, but I know that's not an easy wish.
But it's the climb that makes it so satisfying. No,
It
that's a
does.
lie. It's exhausting.
That's fair. And what sucks is when a video doesn't do well.
Yeah, especially when it's one you're excited for. I absolutely know how that feels. And you just gotta take it as it comes. Try a few times. We're at the level where the algorithm plays us like little fiddles, and can decide a lot for us.
And thumbnails are very important. I mean, like, one of my videos only did well. Like, I had one of my talk show episodes was edited down by Mr. Underhill, who I should really hire again because he even put out. It's funny because he told me he couldn't edit my video. I wanted to hire him again. He was like, I can't do it right now. I'm too busy. And then I think like a month later, he did a post, and I got added. The only reason I know is because I got added, and he was like, I need hire me, please. Somebody hire me to edit, please. And it's just like. I should reach out to him again because his video he edited for me actually did really good, and I do think a part of it, big part, is because of the thumbnail I made, which I kind of the Tanjiro face. I kind of sketched or like traced it within GIMP or photo, and just like and then slapped it on Spina's face, so like just the disgusted. It's just like, you like feet. Like, she's disgusted with me. Because that was it. The Spider VTuber kink shamed me in my talk shows when I tell the video.
I'm sure Itzy will do the same.
Oh, man. Oh, boy.
Those Spider VTubers, they're so spicy.
Spider VTubers kink shaming. Oh, boy. I don't need more of them kink shaming me. Oh, man. I don't know. I just, like, again, I think I'm just trying to remind myself, get back in the mindset that make the content I want to make.
Yeah, make it for you, because that's what matters. Is you. You're the heart of it. And if you're not having a good time, no one will be. Right?
Yeah.
Because they're watching for you.
Oh, exactly. But yeah, no, I totally get that. Oh, man. I'm excited, though. I'm excited both to talk to more members of the Yokast and all that. I think that you guys are all amazing. And
oh, that's so kind.
I do wish I had more time to watch more of you guys' stuff, but I just, with how hard I'm grinding and all that.
Oh, yeah.
I won't lie. Sometimes I'm extremely lazy. Like yesterday, because I was mentally drained, like I just was not in a good mental mood to stream Jackbox. Something also came up right before I could stream it, but basically instead all day I just kind of did a lazy day and just played what do they call it? A roguelike RPG Minesweeper
Oh, yeah.
called Demon Crawl.
Oh, that's fun.
I just played that for literally pretty much the whole day just because I did not feel like streaming.
Sometimes you need that. Sometimes you need that. Just the other day, I just sat down on the couch and marathon Kamikatsu because I'd been meaning to watch it. And it was a blast, and it's exactly what I needed. And every now and then you need moments like that, where it's about you. It's that self-care, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Exactly.
Self-care is very important. But I will say, I think this might honestly be a good place to wrap up. It has been nearly 3 hours, and I won't lie, I am feeling a bit parched and also a bit tired.
Yeah, I'm feeling the same. But I have, you know what? It was an entire blast.
Oh, it was absolutely a blast. Also, actually, before we end, I'm gonna need to add this link in the description.
Oh yes, quick. Can I promote a little?
Yes.
Okay, I have a script. Let me pull it up.
I'm gonna quickly add something that I'm gonna write in the chat, which is link to the charity. Which is what
a script
you want to talk about.
It's currently getting made into a commercial. Hopefully playing on a stream near you. Hi, I'm Caecus Griffin. Currently, a cute little ferret is very sick. She has what is called a chordoma, and it will require surgery to be removed before it renders her entirely immobile. We do have some time before that happens, but we have no idea how much. Please donate to the link in the pinned comment/description. Every little bit helps us get a little closer to that goal. Donate during the stream and get a huge shout out and my infinite appreciation. Right now, this ferret needs you, as does all of Yokast. Please donate and bring a little more joy into the world before it's too late for our little girl.
Yes.
Thank you.
Because, yeah,
Sorry, it's half a bit. It's like
yeah,
half a bit to do it like a fake commercial at this point with my chat.
gotcha. But yeah, help the sick ferret. Gotta help it out.
Support Wolf. I like that that's become a thing. Good job, Grim.
But yeah, so yeah, I just added the link to the description. It should be there for you guys to go help support the sick ferret. But yeah, thank you everyone so much for watching, and thank you so much, Caecus, for joining me on my talk show today.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's been an absolute treat.
I'm glad you enjoyed yourself. I'm glad. I hope no one walks away from this talk show and be like, man, I hated wasting like an hour or two of my time with Jen.
I can't imagine anyone would.
I'm scared that one day someone will, but I feel like at that point, if that does happen and I feel dejected, I bet a lot of my talk show guests would just reach up like, Jen, don't let that asshole get to you. Your talk show is amazing.
Exactly.
I don't do anything fun in this talk show. All I do is chat with people, but apparently they like that, and I'm glad.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you for the stream. Thank you for watching. That's even more important. I gotta thank you for coming in. I'm grateful to anyone who tuned in. Very appreciate it. But yeah, thank you everyone so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Peace!